Oh my goodness. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Monday, February 13th, day before Valentine's Day, day after Super Bowl day. It is 9 o'clock. I know I said it for 9:05, but we were all ready and we were shockingly all here and sounding good. So we decided, let's just go live. I am going to make a warning to myself personally to try and refrain from cursing because
You're not that bad. You're not that bad anymore. I think you're
I'm going to tell you.
cleaned
So
up.
on StreamYard, the thing is that now you can cut clips in portrait mode, and you can send them to like TikTok or to Instagram or YouTube Shorts or whatever. And so I was scrolling through our last show, and to find a minute that doesn't have either cursing in it or something like ridiculous going on was almost impossible. I mean, I blame myself completely. So
Did you ever see that sketch, Monique, The Sopranos on PAX that Mad TV did?
no.
It was nothing but bleeps. The whole show is a curse every 3 seconds. So it was just, you just hear like, Gandolfini go, I'm gonna bleep, 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 bleep. And it was just 30. It's a great, great sketch. It's a Mad TV sketch.
That's
Yep.
us. That's us. That's us. And you know what it is? It's
I reel it in. I do reel it in. Unlike a certain drunk cat.
I actually enjoyed the Stern Show when they didn't curse because they're such Neanderthals and so bereft of any IQ that it was fun to watch them dance around the censors in a very, very clever way. I absolutely hate, and when we asked KC what Howard's real vocabulary was, is he curses every 5 seconds. He has no command of the language.
He doesn't. And yeah, let's talk about Casey for a second. He sent me a clip. He was actually watching our show the other day, and I don't even know what was going on in it, but we were all like laughing hysterically about something. And I realized how infectious our laugh can be when we're on like a ridiculous roll. But yeah, we need to get Casey back on and
Yes, we do.
and pull him in for a show. Okay, so we were going to talk a little bit about the Super Bowl, but I asked the guys if they wanted to, and they were like, yeah, no, it's okay.
I didn't say that.
I didn't say that. Whatever you want. I'm not. It's by this point, I mean, cold Chinese food, cold buffalo wings. Everybody's talked about it for 24 hours, and we're getting to it now. I will say that Nancy Sirianni's nephew, Nick Sirianni, is quite the tactician.
You think
right,
they're
X?
related?
Yes, I know for a fact.
Wait, are they really?
Nah, I don't know. I tell everybody I'm with that I've always wanted to maybe trace the lineage, but wish.
I could text Jackie and ask him. I bet he would know.
He'll definitely. He wants to be attached to famous people so bad. I'll guarantee.
What's the
Nick Sirianni?
Okay, hold on. Let me ask him.
He probably got that all weekend.
I do. I have only one comment. I have a meme. I don't know if everybody's seen it to share.
Thank you, RLC, but I think Monique has the best vocabulary I've ever heard. Recalcitrancing with the stars. I used that as a headline once.
Coach. Okay, let's ask him.
Have you ever texted Jackie before, like in this cut? Will they get back to you quick?
I don't think I actually have.
If he could write a zippy one-liner with finger cots on, he can get back to you in 3 seconds via text, right?
Let's see if he actually.
He's got that flip phone that he's got to.
Exactly. He's got to boot it up. He's got to power up.
And he's got to look at it like this. Yeah.
Lord Frank called you Starfucker.
I see that. In the big scheme of the world, are you kidding me? This is really, it's not like Jackie's really busy. Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. Yeah, we were just talking about Rihanna and how she literally phoned that in. And although I personally love Rihanna's music, I think it was just a overall shitty performance by her.
Very rote and mailed in and by the numbers and just, 20 seconds of each song. I know it's usually a medley, but that was especially mediocre. That's the word I use.
At
mediocre.
At best.
When you have a song with its own dance and you don't even do the dance that goes with the song, that you really are not trying. And then all the
I mean,
all the
and
Klansmen around her. Oh,
and she's
whatever they
very
were.
pregnant, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay. I was just telling Dennis, I don't really think I needed the Super Bowl for you to announce your pregnancy. Like, I don't care. Hide it, cover it up,
And the
dance.
crotch sniff. That was
crotch
that was
sniff.
also class. That
Yeah,
was class.
she was doing a little ball scratching there for sure.
That was nice.
Yeah, it's like where's Chris Brown when you need him?
Oh my God!
Ah,
I want to
Yes.
hook Rihanna up, Chris
Sin
Brown up.
Woo.
with
I
Amber Heard.
agree with you. The floating platforms were cool. Like, and that was a really cool thing, except it wasn't utilized in any way other than to have a, chunky pregnant Rihanna floating up into the sky. And it's like, why would you want to do that? Like, now that we all know you're
Well,
pregnant,
she's pregnant. What else could she do? She's
what
not
else
doing-
could she do? Yeah, this
Not
is
doing
true.
so
Thank you.
flips and shit.
Chief Phony Feathers using our own terminology in callback form. Yes, that is the quintessential basic bitch performance. That's for basic bitches. That was for
Remember how
Beth.
much scratch
yes.
she got paid for that?
She doesn't get paid. They don't get paid for that.
You don't?
None of them do. None of the performers get paid for that. No.
I had no idea.
Yeah, the Super Bowl doesn't pay people to
That's
do that.
amazing.
Why
You know
not?
what?
Because
In a
they're
way, though,
It's
they're
exposure.
nonprofit.
It's just like a ridiculous thing for people to say that. Listen, it's a small grouping of people that get invited to do that and can actually pull it off. It's a
And
it's a
Rihanna's
big difference.
not one.
And sadly, she was not one.
She is not one.
She was not one. It was
They
a
got
shame.
paid in plugs, right?
Well,
It was,
yeah. She brought out that Fenty face makeup, put it on right on stage there. I thought that was pretty interesting. But you know what? She makes so much money with Fenty makeup.
Does she?
You may not know this, but she
don't
was
know this.
actually the first one. So I don't happen to use this. I don't use anything on my face, but a lot of people use like makeup. You put on like stuff to cover up your skin. If you have kind of uneven skin, so you put on a color
concealer
that
and a little
matches
bit of-
with
yeah.
your face, and then you put your makeup on top of it. Well, she was the first one to come out with a multitude of skin tones for Black women. And because not all Black women are the same. And
Yeah, if
like,
black don't crack, why do you need makeup? Why would you
well,
even
because
bother?
everybody needs to have smoother looking skin.
she's no crazy
And
Robin.
it's, if there's imperfections to cover it up. So
Well, that's
it's
exactly
like,
what it is. And so that her Fenty brand was the first one to not only have 4 colors for Black women and Hispanics, she had like 50, every shade of the rainbow of people's color for Indian women and Black women and whatever. So she's made millions and millions. She doesn't give a shit about doing music anymore. Not a
No, why would
single
she?
rat's ass is given.
and you can tell by the performance on Sunday night.
No, Affy, no nipple slip. Don't you love how Justin Timberlake moonwalked away from that Janet Jackson thing? I love what D.L. Hughley said about Justin Timberlake right after. He goes, "Everybody wants to be black until the police show up." I'll never forget that line.
Oh my God, we
Okay,
lost
there
2
he
people
goes.
all at the same time. That was like, incredibly weird. What happened there? Hi, Xavier, you back?
I have no idea what just happened. I saw Bon Jovial pop up like a leprechaun on on
Well,
fucking
Bon
St.
Jovial-
Patrick's Day, and all of a sudden I disappeared.
Bon Jovial
No idea
actually
where I
was
went.
going to do a special announcement. I'm not really sure
I'm
that
like-
he is or not.
I'm like
tonight.
Carol Ann in Poltergeist.
So
That Charles is gonna become king.
yeah. The queen is dead.
Spoilers.
Exactly. Okay, so that's
I don't have a soul.
That's really all we wanted to
That's
talk
it?
about with
Okay.
this. Bon Jovial popped up like a boomerang.
Tie me kangaroo down.
Oh, Mike
But
begins.
this,
Mike begins right. It is Valentine's Day down there
Oh, happy
Oh, that's
Valentine's Day,
right.
Bon
Gotta get
Jovial.
in Australia. Yes.
Oh, Bon Jovial, everybody wants to know if you're pregnant. Just
preggers.
He uses a metric system.
Marrying
He
a
might be.
koala.
all right. So Bon Jovial does not have an announcement today. He will do
Oh,
it
no announcement
tomorrow.
today.
So we will continue with our
Right
show.
on.
He's sponsoring a boxing kangaroo.
Yeah,
Hey,
guys,
Mo,
who needs us talking about the Super Bowl when you have a homosexual who goes to bed at 8 o'clock talking about it on a show?
Oh
There's
my
no
God,
better-
with his
Didn't we
wife,
talk
with
about
his
it?
co-host,
Pro-
really just horrible.
Wait,
It's horrible.
Queer
so
eye
this
for
guy's
the-
supposed to be king of all media, and I didn't see any of the commercials. Jesus, dude, that's like your job. That's like literally your job.
He's too lazy to watch commercials now. He's not
Well,
getting paid for it.
Mo and I briefly talked about this earlier today. The fact that there was zero mention of the Great American Rescue Bowl.
Yeah, not a
Leads
mention.
lead us to conclude, and
It's
this
a
is Mo's
Springsteen thing.
theory, that somehow she's contractually obligated to do these things, but she ain't getting a dime from it, or something.
Well, because
like
the money all goes to North Shore Animal League. It's not for Beth's furry friends, so Howard's not going to promote it because it's not for her
Right.
just a theory.
her charity. It's for
But-
the charity that she is obligated to do stuff for.
No appreciation to giving this absolute nobody a gig she doesn't deserve on
So,
TV that nobody
I
recognizes.
did watch for a hot second.
So you were the one.
for like,
Dennis
I-
can't keep
I-
away from Beth.
for a second, and actually, that thing that they tried to put on Super Bowl Sunday, it was Beth could not have looked any worse. I mean, that one still
How
was bad.
do not record this for us?
I did. I have it recorded on Philo. I have it. We just have to figure out how to play it. I have it recorded on one of my
You do.
streaming services. I have it recorded.
Oh, Dennis, you know how to use a screen recorder? It's like having 10. It's like no, I'm not being a wise ass. It's like having 10 DVD recorders. It's the greatest thing in the world once you master it. I can't
Well, we
believe.
could do a special on this because it's never going to get old because it's bad. And in
Oh,
fact,
Dennis.
if you switch over to my share screen, you'll have that we had a special guest on there.
Oh no,
Put it
quid
up.
pro quo.
Oh, what
Remember-
is that?
Oh, that's right. She was on.
This is the one that we
Is
have.
that Rachel Dratch, Dennis?
No,
That's the
that
broad
is
that
the
got
one
the
that-
abuse.
that-
Oh, okay,
that
looks like
beef
Rachel
No,
Dratch.
it's not.
Bitch slept.
No, it's not.
basically on
It's-
the
how
podcast.
is it not? Tell
That's
us how
not
is
her.
it not.
That's
You
not
sure?
her.
Because they all look the same. They all look this beaten. They all have this beaten.
How is that not her,
sad-
Mo?
Because
Yeah.
because honestly, I never forget a face. That is my only
There
superpower
was
in
three
this
of them
it's
that
world.
Rachel
looked just
Dratch,
like
right?
this.
I don't
They
know,
were
man.
destroyed.
Okay,
Debbie
I'm
Downer,
gonna-
right, Mike McCann?
I mean,
on,
how many years? It's been like 10 years since that.
Autobot goes, is that Glenn Danzig? Remember that guy?
Mother!
Dennis, use a VHS tape. It says Tone Cot 89.
VHS tape. How am I gonna?
The fuck can you get? We gotta run down to fucking the drugstore and get a.
hang on,
It's
let me-
it's not the easiest thing in the world to like record something individually and bring it onto a computer. It's pretty involved
Well,
now.
my Philo, I can play on my computer and I can stream the actual thing from Philo on
Here,
here.
this is the
but
chick.
This is all a bunch
she
of.
she has a better face, to be honest with you.
Well, this is also years ago. I mean,
I
It's
know,
been a
but
minute,
she
dude.
does.
It's been like 10 years.
I
she's been
know.
beaten. I mean, think about it. She's been
She has a better
beaten.
face, is all I'm saying.
Beaten like a
don't
rented
know, man.
mule.
I don't know. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see.
8 track.
I don't- can you pull
close,
that up
bro.
a little bit, Dan?
Maybe. I don't know. It's
Is
in
she
my
wearing
Google.
leggings or her legs just naturally blue like a Smurf?
That's a bad. Those special pants. Oh, they were.
Right, Mike McCann? Debbie Downer. Looks like Rachel Dratch. A lot.
No. Okay,
You don't think it looks like Rachel Dratch? Yes,
No,
it
I
does.
do. I do.
Okay.
But I don't think it looks like this chick. I think
Oh,
this chick
that
is
it doesn't.
actually
Yeah, that
more
it doesn't.
attractive.
Right.
It was
They're not
hard.
the same
It was
person.
hard to tell. There was 3 of them that looked just like this. It's like they
like
all have
Daniel
to, and they all end up looking like this. You look.
Jay Alexander.
That's version of Steve Grillo.
She looks like Daniel Radcliffe. it's Harry.
Yeah, what is that dog doing?
She's getting dogalingus. Yeah. she's-
Smelling tuna.
That dog
dog's
knows the
going
G
to town.
knows the G spot.
Woof.
I'm not sure she's enjoying it though.
It's a falcon punch.
Okay, come on, seriously, you guys. This is her, and that's the other one.
Okay.
They all
you
look
know,
the same. They're all so beaten. They all look the same.
Exactly.
God.
This is just like destroyed.
Okay,
So,
thank you,
okay.
Buzz Killington.
How long was the show?
It was 2 hours.
Mm.
I made it through because just watching it, I made it through 10 minutes, and I honest to God, it was so horrifically bad. I can't even explain how horrifically bad it was without showing it, because Beef was its voice was just grating. Like
Yeah,
the whole
she's
time,
and she
it was
looks like was this what she was wearing for the whole thing?
no, it actually had a costume change.
Costume.
Yeah,
Of
it
cour-
had a costume
like,
change.
The birthday bash, she had 10. during the birthday bash.
Yeah.
She'd disappear, come back with a new outfit on.
But look how pale it looked, and that's how it looked through the entire thing. It had this weird color to it, and it just.
Yeah, it's like it wasn't color corrected. It's shot with like funky lights or something.
It's
She
like
looks like
my Uncle Joe. My Uncle Joe shot this video. I mean,
a Pittsburgh Steelers flight attendant.
David said she's a flight attendant from Pan Am. Flight attendant.
For the
The
Steelers
colors
private
are
jet.
way off on that.
Oh, horrible. And as Xavier had pointed out to me the other day, whoever was shooting her was shorter than her. So they're actually almost going up her nostrils for this.
Yep.
Like,
and you can see the Colombian.
can you blow that
remnants.
up at all,
I'm
Dennis?
trying. Hold on. The other one will let me do it.
Plastic
Control
surgeon
plus?
will do it for her.
There it is. Oh,
Oh.
I blew
Oh.
this up. I blew this up. Now look at the sinew. Look at this. Oops. What did I just do?
She actually looks horrible in these pictures.
Someone in the Hamptons in Florida, no tan too, right? Just completely
She
powder
well,
pigmentation.
remember, this was filmed like in November or October,
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
so it's not like
but it can pay to get spray tanned.
I know.
I mean,
something, man.
I think,
But
you
look
know
at
what?
that- look
I
at that
think
neck.
this is like
What's going on
classic.
with her nostrils, dude?
It's just everything. The nose
Everything's
looks
so
really
wonky.
weird. Like her nose looks too sharp. Either that or like they shaded her with makeup so horrifically. She looks like Voldemort. Like
Yep.
she really looks like her nose is just growing back. It's just
Check
Yeah,
underneath
yeah.
the. Look at the baggage. I mean, it looks like it's going on a long distance flight with the baggage underneath the eyes. I
When
mean,
you're
those
trying
ba-
too hard with the war paint at 50 years old, it's just go au
the neck.
naturel. It's just
No,
all, it's
but you know
not
what? Though?
working for it.
There's so many like incredible makeup artists that could make her look halfway decent. She looks like crap.
She's
Yeah,
a
it's called,
billionaire. She's a
Industrial
billionaire. Why
Light
can't
Magic.
they get? I don't know.
right? It's Lucas's group.
Jesus.
It didn't even look like teeth. It looked like a mouthpiece for like the NFL.
Trap Jaw from G.I. Joe.
Dude,
I mean,
that ain't helping
He-Man.
her speech,
He-Man.
bro.
It's really brutal. It's
Dennis,
Her
who was her
voice?
co-host? Was it Terry Mulholland?
No, it was some clown. I have no idea who he was. He looked beaten. I didn't even bother. He was sitting down on this little chair in the middle of that field, and
And
it
he was like,
just
"This is
so
what my career has
pathetic.
come down to."
It's just- it
She,
really-
her voice is the equivalent of urinating fiberglass.
it really is. It's so brutal.
kid-
She's
Did she
Passing a
sound
kidney
13 or
stone is less
15 this time,
painful.
Dennis?
so there was no promotion for her. There was
Nope.
no preamble
Nothing.
about
It was
her.
really
there was
weird.
no follow up about her. There was nothing. She
What's
just
really bizarre is the Stern Show is so desperate for content, and the fact that they didn't throw her one single mention
No.
throughout the last week or any time before that, it's just really weird.
Not only,
Like, something-
not only
something's
wasn't
up.
there,
Yeah.
not only was
Something
there
is
not
up.
a mention, there was not a mention last week. It was not even on last week.
No,
Yep.
dude,
No.
Never
nothing,
made an appearance on the
nothing.
show.
Right, W.
You're right, David. That horrible red lipstick
the nail
always
polish
does it.
is
And that
hideous.
horrible.
time to
Nobody
retire
wears
that.
red nail polish anymore. And you know what?
50.
This goes back to, for me, and I could be totally off with this, but you know the way, like with Howard, it's always about the little girl and,
Yes.
him hearkening back to that. 9 out of 10 guys, when you ask them, what color nail polish should I put on? They always default back to red because they always think that red is going to be like that very kind of like sexy and attractive thing. And I bet you Howard likes her in red nail polish, even
Yeah.
though it's really not current anymore. It's really, I mean,
No.
yes, I'm
LG.
wearing
Nice
red and I'm wearing red
word.
lipstick,
LG.
but yeah. Lisa Stein, thank you so much. Maybe because very not gay friendly network, Candace Cameron and all. This is true.
It's a
and
weird
so
network.
It does. It is a weird. It was DDLG. It really is a weird network. What's it called again? Family.
Great
Fun?
American.
Great American Family. I mean,
Yes, it's like
we
the
looked
Great
at it the other
American
day and we were
Channel,
laughing
Family Channel.
at the.
I think it's like Great American Family Channel or something like that.
So
Yeah, hold on.
for me to find it, I have a lot of streaming services. It was on Philo, like my
we couldn't
$17
find
a
it.
month Philo.
We couldn't find it.
It's like
was not
Buckwald
on-
created
it
a
was not
TV
on-
channel just to give her a show. Just to,
It was
it's
literally
like
almost
it's gonna
that.
go
Kinda
away like in
was,
3
man.
days. It'll just vanish.
Well, tomorrow the ratings will come out.
Oh, we can't wait for the rating.
Yeah, the ratings will be out. Usually,
be great if you
usually
beat
Uncle
Howard and
Larry's on
Springsteen.
that shit like a hawk.
I'm actually rooting for her to beat Howard and Springsteen.
Yeah, it never happened. You know what though? Honestly,
Oh, that would have been a good prop bet.
if every single
good
one of her
close.
followers watched it, she would have better ratings than Howard did, for sure.
Oh
I
yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
find it.
Yeah,
It's
no, it was nowhere to be found.
Like legit could not find it.
Listen, anybody out there, if you can find it for us and record it.
I have it.
I
Just
know,
tell
but
me how.
okay, but how you
Just
get?
put your
Can
phone
you
on it, dude. Fuck it. Just do it.
can
just do
you
it old
watch
school.
your streaming
the other way, the
service
phone.
on your computer?
Yes.
Okay, so if you can watch it on your computer, then you can screen record.
Okay.
Monique, remember when you talked to me on the
We'll
phone
go ahead
and I
and
was
do this and
recording an
analyze it.
entire Knicks Pacers game from 1988 on my tablet because I couldn't figure out how to convert? I had it set up on a tripod and I was recording the TV the entire hour and 40 minutes.
Yes, and-
It's so annoying.
Yes, but you can do this. You can do this.
All right, Steve Z. You can. I'll make pizza. You come over. We'll make pizza. We'll have
Oh
some-
yeah,
Believe it.
yeah.
Make
Dennis
some-
has a
make
nice
some
pizza maker now.
old-fashions.
When you're moving there, I like a big.
Pizza that's amore. Okay, let's start the show, and of course he starts it with everybody's favorite guest. Here we go.
Howard Stern. Hey, Bobo, you're on the air. Let's start off with Bobo, everybody's favorite.
No, that's not true. He is not everybody's favorite. He's literally somebody that you use to set up whatever shit
don't
thing you're gonna go into, and it's always painfully evident that that's what you're doing. And we
You're
have no
not
time for
everyone's favorite, Howard. So I don't think
I mean-
your most hated caller is going to be. You're not anyone's favorite.
that. Yeah, nobody's
He
favorite.
literally. You can tell that they sent Bobo a script, and he reads
Oh,
it
God.
poorly,
That's what Ben just said. Bobo got his script. Yes.
and he reads it really bad.
Yeah. One baby step up. No, he's not a baby step above Marianne from Brooklyn. I mean, both of them are just, they are absolutely dim bulbs in a lit
Quality.
world. They're just horrible,
They're devoid of any self-respect. Just for
devoid.
the
Just
modicum of attention they get
disgraziad.
from
You're
this.
exactly right, Lord Frank. Really, just vile subhumans that he has latched onto.
That's
like,
his fan base. That's all that's left.
yeah,
That's all
they-
that's left.
That's
Yeah.
Graciano.
It is really disgrazia. Okay, so he immediately goes into fan mail, which you know it's going to set the tone horribly when Bobo's the first caller, and you're setting us up with fan mail, and none of it was. I mean, I can't even imagine any of it was real.
If the tweets are fake, if the phone callers are fake, why on earth would email be real? Who is taking the time to find the stupid email address out to this dumb show, which they never give out, and then write a thoughtful email about to the most thoughtless person on the face of the earth?
Nobody would do it. Nobody would do
Nobody.
it. I'm looking orange. It's my lighting. Let me see. Hold on. Let me put my light on.
So, yes, Steve Z. Actually, I do
this
listen
better?
more than Bobo. Bobo doesn't listen to the show at all.
No, he doesn't. That was funny
He
when
listens nothing. He listens to.
he just listens for himself and then hangs up and then
And then
turns
hangs
it
up.
off.
Not unlike us. The only person I know who actually re-listens to the show is usually John. Dennis won't even comment on it if he's not on it. You know he doesn't listen to it. You fuck. Don't even
I
give me
also
that
listen
face.
to you on other
the
shows.
Stern Show.
Yes, you are. John is our only true super fan. Just so you know.
Of this.
Not only is he a host, he is also a super fan of our very own show. Just so
I
you know.
still listen to everything Grace is on.
Oh, Gio says he actually used to email the show all the time. Okay, used to. See, past tense. This is what we're talking about. So let's listen to what the mail was saying. And of course, you had to know that this was going to come up.
Matt the Bagger called Mark the Bagger and was getting blown by comedian Nikki Glazer. And the audience loved it.
No, they didn't. There's nobody that could have possibly loved that. And, mercifully, I fast forwarded through it when it was on the first time. But because I tortured myself by listening back to it today, I'll just give you a little taste of what this was, just so that you can appreciate how people could love Mark. And it wasn't even Mark the Bagger. It was actually a guy who pretends to be Mark the Bagger, who called Mark the Bagger, and then subsequently
Bagger.
all they have had on is the voice simulated Mark the Bagger and not the real Matt the
Called
Bagger.
Matt the Bagger.
I gotta say that chat's killing it. Rupert Pumpkin was I only listen on Thursday and Friday. Ben Benjamin goes, arm listens back just to read my comments again. And then Hooper says, I still fax the show. The Amish listeners still mail him to Zaffy.
Okay, here we go. Listen to Mark the Bagger, and this is just part of the phony phone call. I know half of you are going to leave me right now, but
Do you have the part where he said he did the extra minute and a half of them just going, yeah, yes, yes, yes. That was the. I can't get that minute and a half back now.
Now.
Maybe.
I doubt it.
Yes.
Now.
Now.
Yes.
Now. Yes. Yes.
The hell are we listening to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comedy gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Now.
okay, this went on for another minute or
Great
two.
stuff,
It
guys.
was a minute and a half. It was 90 seconds of sheer hell. I timed
Yes.
it.
So that 32 seconds times 4, 3, 6, 9, 12.
Nothing like
Maybe.
doing obscure grunts and sounds from a guy you don't or won't have on for years and years and years with no context behind it.
Hysterical.
Good stuff. And Nikki Glazer, shame on you. You supposed to be like a sophisticated comedy mind, and this is what you're attaching yourself to?
She, plus, come on. She's really not. And
I know that. Well, if you have anything to do with this show, you've comedically, as my black friends say, played yourself.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean,
Sorry, I just got a private
Suck your
chat
way to the
mail.
middle.
I just got a private chat mail from Bon Jovial saying,
Uh-oh.
"Are you out of your fucking mind that John is the only super fan of the show?
Oh, right.
What
He's
about me
Got me.
oh, in North America.
in North America?" Bon.
Good save, Dennis.
Yes,
In this
you know what?
hemisphere.
He listens
You know
the
what,
same
Bon?
day.
See, here's the thing. You're such an integral part of our show, Bon Jovial, that I don't think of you as actually
you, Crazy
listening
Rob.
to the show after we've done it, because you participate in the show. But John will actually mention on air that he listened back to something and bring back a little, amuse-bouche from the delicacy that is our, fantastic.
I mean, I heard you on the
red
Opperman
dinner.
report, for Christ's sake. Does it get any better than that?
Oh my God, I know. You were the
Opper-
cutest.
the Opperman report.
You sought me out when I was on radio with KC. You were just so cute. You are the best. Bon is expendable.
No, he's
Damn,
not.
that's
kinda
cold,
not.
Cooper.
Not based on his sound drops, just off that.
Nah, he's kind of not.
None of this-
He's kind of not.
Yeah, Lauren Marie. It sounds like Jim Henson puppets now, right? The puppet.
Yeah, it's
master.
horrible.
I call it the puppet show.
Yep,
Anybody
it's a
come
puppet
on?
show.
It's like it's the what's his name puppet. That's all it is. It is a puppet show on the radio. It's like
Yeah.
but worse.
But worse. But so much
Worse.
worse. And actually,
Hey, Mo.
okay, yes, babe.
Do you know that toilets don't swirl the other way when you flush them in Australia?
That's a pretty good enough.
And
So
they
what
actually
about when
just-
you're in? What about when you're in Ecuador?
You know what? When I was in Australia, all the toilets go straight down. They don't swirl.
What about in Ecuador? I think that I feel like when I
You
was
know,
in Ecuador,
I've been to Southern
that's
Hemisphere
the-
more than once, and I've never seen the water swirl the other way. It's
What
quite
about in South
disappointing.
Africa? I feel like it swirls the other way.
Same thing. The toilets just flush straight down. They're like those quick flush ones.
Yes,
So they
I
don't
think
let
you're
him
right.
spin.
That's such a funny headline,
No, there's no
Jeremy.
spin.
Yeah.
Bon Jovial,
no
Vice
spin,
President of
that's
RadioGunk
ridiculous.
Operations, Southern Hemisphere.
That's
And
right.
that's why
LinkedIn.
and that's why America's great. We have toilets that spin.
Yeah, that's
This is true.
That's a
That's
real
it, man.
bonus. That's a
This
real
is true.
bonus because
Dennis
everybody
is
needs to see
accurate.
shit and piss swirl before it
Swirl.
actually just goes straight down the toilet. Okay, so then Beth came on for
I was in Argentina too. I don't recall them being swirling.
I
I think the whole world uses the low water quick flush.
Maybe there's an American toilet in Argentina. I noticed
Except
a lot
for-
of like ex-Nazis and Italians down there, so maybe there's an American toilet.
How about going to
Cordova,
Italy
especially
and going
Cordova.
into like a restaurant and it just is like a hole in the floor?
Oh, I've seen those.
Remember, like, I actually went to a place in Sicily. Remember in The Godfather where they hid the gun? There was
Yeah.
actually one of those toilets in this restaurant.
It's
I'm
so
like,
cute. I say, yeah, I've never seen The Godfather, so there's that.
That's so great.
Well, in all
That's so
fairness,
great.
I've only stayed in hotels in Southern Hemisphere, so maybe like the locals.
No,
have,
no.
like,
If you
the
go to a
different spinning
restaurant,
ones.
sometimes you go to like these nice little like hole in the wall restaurants who literally have holes in the wall. You know
I've
that
seen
you.
those.
The first time I saw that, I had no idea
I've
what
seen
to
those
do.
In
Yes,
Japan,
John
I've seen those
Foster.
in
It had
France.
Josh Foster. It had the pull chain. It was. I sat there and went, "Oh my god! I didn't know any of these were left."
I think you should all be more like clitoris. Refuse to flush. That hit the G spot.
Total disgrazia. Not seeing
Exactly.
The Godfather.
Not seeing my daughter's seen The Godfather twice already. Come on.
All right, so we're gonna move on a little bit. So Beth, he calls Beth in. I don't even remember why.
He called it on the phone.
Yeah, he called her on the phone.
He called it on the
yeah,
phone
he
first.
put her on speaker. And what was it even about? I don't even remember.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, it's really uneventful, or else I would have cut
the
more
first
clips of
time
it.
was watching the Super Bowl and him not pausing it.
Oh,
and then
right. She was
and then he
upset
called-
because she was going to go clean up before getting into bed so that they
Clean
could
up.
watch. And she said, wait for me to
Halftime.
watch Rihanna. And then he wound up watching a little bit of it. And then she got upset with him. It was such inconsequential bullshit, honestly. So here's some boring Beth Blather.
You
for all of
know, it's interesting. Honey, I'll let you go.
What's everybody saying about the holding call? I'm curious.
We didn't even get up.
Was anybody really curious about the holding call after
No.
the game was over? Honestly,
Only Philly fan.
Beef's more of a man than they are.
she is a Pittsburgh. She is the Kennedys of Pittsburgh. So
Yeah.
maybe she was.
DDLG, baby.
I think they had been.
Representing.
Thanks, Coach.
I think the Ostrowskis have a "I want to feel the sun" powwow during every Super Bowl. And I think that used to be a
Absolutely. I
big
bet you they
tradition
all
for
get
them.
together except for her. Except they're not there anymore. They're in Florida. So I
They
bet
probably
you
used to have a huge tradition.
Yes.
The Pittsburgh
All right,
Kennedys.
Mr. Judy Tunuda, I have an idea where Beef was. Beef was in the out building by the pool where the cats are now, where it's like
Yes.
it looks
the
like
laundry room, as we like to call
Yeah,
it now.
it's a Consuela's apartment,
Ralph's
and that's where they're keeping the cats, and it was probably doing an intercom or a phone call.
Right, because she wasn't close by. So let's listen to the rest of the clip. Hang on.
To the holding call, but I'm calling bullshit. What do you think of it?
Me?
Yeah.
Nobody cares what I think. I would love to hear what
She's
the
right.
guys think.
I'm telling you that was not holding. I mean, the guy did admit. He said, I did hold him. I don't know why he said that. He didn't really hold him. I mean, he put a hand on him. You're not allowed.
Well, if he says he held him, Howard, how can you argue with the guy?
By the way, Robin was extremely loud and combative today. I don't know why, but she was weird. She was just weird.
Look at her.
I know.
Wait, does
I
she still
know.
have what's that? Alopecia, whatever that shit's called.
Alopecia?
Maybe she dropped like
What's
100
that hair
grand
thing
on
that
the game.
she
you know?
claimed to have?
Yeah, that's it, right?
I
Alopecia,
doubt
something.
that.
I don't know. Whatever. the
I
hell
don't
it
know.
is.
She was just really
Alabama, I
rancid
don't
today.
know.
She really just annoyed the shit out of me. I mean, you'll hear it later when
Oh,
she
it's so
decides that
bad.
she's going to Robin-splain things to us, and I have such a good theory on it.
Robin-splain,
I
yeah.
cannot wait to share it with you guys.
Bet
All right,
it's
so
from
let's
the
go to some
Hatfields of
stupid.
Pennsylvania.
Let's go to some stupid Rihanna talk now. Here we go. Hang on.
That plastic on her titties. What was that about?
Well,
Was
I
that
think
just-
that was
fashion
holding
thing.
back the breast
look
milk,
great.
you know.
Yeah. Oh,
She's only 3
you
months
know what?
pregnant. idiot.
I said on the air, I told Beth this. I said she probably is pregnant because she keeps touching her vagina. She's probably making sure the baby doesn't pop out.
Yeah, that's exactly what was happening. That's pretty much exactly.
What did Beth do, Howard, in that situation?
Yeah.
You had to
Niv
call- you
Cuz,
had to call it
Benji
to
seemed
find
really
out.
angry today. A lot of anger. Yes, and I can't wait to play
Yes,
that
that
for
was
you guys.
great.
I'm so excited about
That's why I
that.
like him.
And then hold on, let me go back just a real quick second here because I see Xavier. I thought you were going to put up comments on the thing.
On what?
Did Richard Cry over KC Chiefs win? Yes, absolutely.
yes,
and
of course
I
he did.
have that
Sorry.
clip for us. So let's go to okay. So then he started going into the owner of the Kansas City Chiefs' daughter, who was sitting behind him in
She's so
the
annoying.
stands.
Whatever. I could give her a pass.
Oh, you like that kind of blonde,
Yes, I do.
twatty looking chick.
Yes, I
That's
do.
so up your fucking alley, Dennis.
No,
And she's
I'm very
she's-
shallow. I'm sorry.
You're so shallow.
So shallow.
Southern Belle taste.
Totally,
She does that
totally.
whole thing on
You know,
her
she was like
Instagram.
total sorority girl, that
Yeah,
whole
you
fucking
know.
vibe. She
Jessica
looks
Simpson.
like every other girl
Yeah.
at like UMass. I mean, it's just oh, I just dropped my bungee cord.
No.
Yes,
No.
quiet. So he was upset because the father is like this billionaire who a lot of his money came from his family, which he didn't even realize that the guy who owned the team to begin with,
dad.
this was his
Dad.
son, right?
When is it not?
Right. When is it
But-
not exactly?
But the
It's
thing
all
is-
right with Dolan, though, right?
But, all
I
right,
mean,
but-
the clue should be that the AFC Championship trophy is called the Hunt Trophy.
He doesn't even know that. But
Yeah,
all
it
right,
was like-
so he didn't realize this is such a moron. But I mean, the Hunt family. If you know anything, you know about the Hunt family because Lamar Hunt's father was a huge oil man in Texas. Hence, they made the money. Lamar Hunt wanted to bring a football team to Houston. Couldn't do that. Had to move to Kansas City, and then he had his Chiefs, and he made the Chiefs in the AFC.
What about his
one of the
brother
original
Mike?
Teams. What?
But the guy's name is what? Chad?
Chad.
No, Mike.
Chad Hunt?
Mike-
Chad
Mike.
Hunt, is
Chad.
it?
Mike Hunt. No, it's Chad. It's Chad, not Mike
It's
Hunt.
Chad. Can you imagine when you're in school and your name is C. Hunt? Like everybody
Yeah.
calls you Chunt? I
Yep.
can't even imagine it's anything worse than that.
Well, you know.
Oh, poor babies.
Yeah, I know. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sitting
wow.
on that
Remind me of
trust
Billionaire's
fund.
River.
So of course
wow.
it swings around to be an entire conversation about his father. So we just start to, of course, pick on the dead dad
Misinformation.
corpse because what else are we
I'm
going to
like,
do?
you're calling me a moron? The best you did is $25,000 a year, and you're fucking calling me a moron?
Get over it,
Christ,
okay?
This is still going
that
on.
25.
Get over
That
it.
all right. So first of all, that if he's talking about when he was a kid and his dad made 25 grand a year, remember that was 1960s.
Yep.
A car only cost a Cadillac cost $5 grand. A Cadillac. He was making
Top of the
5
line,
times-
right?
Top of the line, making 5,000 more, 5 times what a Cadillac cost. Ben bought houses cash. Cash. He didn't have mortgages. He bought houses cash. Making 25 grand back then was a lot of money there. 69 really likes to bury his father. I mean, it's amazing.
It's
It doesn't
pathetic.
stop.
He literally has no more material left, so
No.
he has to keep doing the same
They
lazy.
they did the conversion
shtick.
in the mockery thread. Then I think it was Gunkwad and K Tate
Yeah.
and people, and it's 240 grand to today if you make it.
But even it may even be a little bit more because I also pointed out cars and houses actually have gone up faster than the other inflation. So
Yeah.
I mean, his real earning power is probably close to 300,000.
Howard wanted for nothing.
Nope, he had a maid
The
too.
entirety of his childhood into adulthood, he wanted for absolutely nothing, right? College was paid for him. His parents paid for his apartment. They bought him a car, the pianos, guitar lessons, everything you could
Camp
possibly
Wilmette.
want for your
Yeah,
child.
he washed dishes
Camp.
for 3 days at Camp
He went to
Wellman
camp.
at 16 years old, and that's the extent of any job he's ever had.
Average salary for a
away.
man, I know what you meant here, Ed Rooney, in 1969 was $6,400.
I hate men.
Think about that. Average
29,
salary
69?
in 1969, well, he's going into the future a little bit. In 1969 was $6,400.
Wow.
And Ben was making 25 grand.
Yeah,
So it's 4 times the average salary, and that's crazy.
He was
Because a
making
house
that
is
Tennessee tuxedo
25,000.
money.
keep bitching. So let's continue. Hang on.
Dad?
He said to you, you don't even know how to make money.
Oh, fuck you, Robin.
Apparently,
Yeah.
he didn't either.
No, he wasn't making. It's not like when he goes, you.
Robin laughing hysterically as if her parents made more than like $5,000 their entire life.
Say it to their face, Rob, when they were alive.
Yeah, why don't you say it to their face? Why don't you tell your brothers about the money that you took from the mesothelioma lawsuit and you didn't just give it to your brothers
That's
like
right.
outright? Had to have your share, right, bitch? Right?
Talk about you want to be a millionaire. You do not know how to make money. I go, well, yeah, because I'm 7. I have an idea that maybe it's pretty hard, but I'm fantasizing.
There's not a shot in hell.
But you want to
Ben
know something?
Stern
I'm pretty sure.
made a money comment like to him at 7 years. There's not a
No,
shot
no,
in
no.
hell that conversation ever
No.
took place.
Of course.
If I
not.
grew up in the time where there was no invention called the railroad, I could have invented that.
Yeah, sure.
I could see me sit in my room going, you know what would be really cool?
I know.
Like put down some tracks and have some like cars go over it. I could have invented that.
Yeah, sure.
Make it
No.
Yeah,
easier
sure you
to get
could've.
across country.
Yeah, I'm like, Dad, why didn't you invent the iPhone? He could have.
I invented the
Oh, God.
How
You know,
about inventing
He could have
showing up at
invented
work?
Beats. He didn't even invent a better headphone. That
yeah,
people
and he was in the business.
Wow.
Once again, the man that won't leave the house is telling everybody all the amazing things he
And
would have done.
stole all his material
Yeah.
from other people.
You should have invented Fart Man. Oh, I'm sorry, that was National
No,
Lampoon.
you stole that also.
Yeah.
You didn't invent your own funny stuff.
Asshole. All right, so this was like a nice little telling thing. I know we talk about this all the time, but then he finally like discussed it. So here we go.
The only person my father ever made rich was my therapist. This guy's got a brand new fucking car and a brand new house.
Court
I
ordered.
call my therapist. He's got 3 homes. I'm like, whoa.
You don't know where he is. You can't find him. He's
Can't
busy
find
with
the
his
guy.
new home.
Yeah, thanks to my
yes,
dad.
Yes, Howard. He bills you 6 figures for his one session. That's totally legal. That's totally legal in the practice. He bills you more than everybody else. Monique, do you ever talk to people who use your therapist and you pay more than they do? That's usually how it works, right?
I don't think anybody actually talks about how much their therapist charges.
well,
them.
They have a sliding scale for each.
But John,
patient that-
remember, he wanted to seem so self-important that
Yes.
he actually was going 4 times a week.
He's so deep.
Think about that. He was probably spending about two grand a week on therapy.
$2
The
grand a
court
week.
ordered therapy.
I mean, that's a Ferrari. That's a Ferrari payment. I mean,
And he's been going for over 25 years.
Yeah.
So, just think about that. Think about the fact that he has no friends, number one, and his only friend is his therapist,
Who enables him?
who
Something
completely
creepy going on
enables
with
him.
his
But the
therapist,
kind of
man.
therapy that he is under, he's under, is it Jungian? Which one is it? Which is which is the
Benjamin
mode?
talked about it. It was like it's a psychotherapy. It's a type of psychotherapy. he's under.
Right. It's not Jungian. Okay, so I'm trying to remember
it's
which
what
one
he
it
shouldn't
is.
be under. It's the
But
type
it's a
he should not
kind.
be under.
It's the kind that if you look it up, they will tell you that it is a long-term therapy. It is and it is
25
not
years though, bro?
psychotropic, right? It's not. It's not like
It's-
he prescribes medications for him or anything like that. So it's not a psychologist.
No.
Right.
It's an excuse to say you're working on yourself at all
Yes.
times. It gives you an out in every situation.
How
Is it
now,
Freudian? I'm not sure it's Freudian. I'm not sure that it is.
It almost sounds like it though, with the whole thing with his parents, because that does kind of sound like a little bit of a Freudian kind of a
The
technique.
therapist doesn't
Rick,
know
the
the
answer
real
to that
story to
question is
push
no.
back, Dennis. What's to stop Howard from just lying to his therapist, provided he's even seen the
does.
guy, because that could be fake, and just lies to the guy the whole time to paint himself as a victim, and he eats his
Yes.
food, and there's nothing's accomplished, and it just on and on it goes, and he quotes
you
John
think-
Lennon lyrics and shit.
After 25 years, you think that therapist wants the money to stop?
Exactly.
Well,
You know
I
what?
mean,
At this
come on,
point,
dude.
no. Well, the beauty was COVID. Because now Howard doesn't
Yes.
go to see him ananymore, and it's just a phone call away. It's like
He's the
any
only
other
person that
therapist.
doesn't
But the
need
bill's still the same, though.
The bill's still the same. That's exactly right.
Jesus.
Doesn't matter.
Something weird is going on. No one can go that long to a therapist and show not one single step of improvement.
Unless you're really stupid and a narcissist.
I don't know, man. I
like
think he's just an
Howard.
attention whore, bro.
I don't know. I don't
think he
know.
just
I
wants
did
someone
read
to
up.
listen to him, like
I did
You know
read
what-
up
you know what,
on
Mo?
that type of
you know
therapy.
what I picture, Mo?
Yeah.
You know what I picture? I picture Homelander breastfeeding in therapy. That's what I'm picturing Howard is doing. This is like something is up for this to be going on for this
God.
long.
Oh my god, that visual is just killing me right now.
You know, something like that's going on.
You're
Yeah,
killing
David
me.
nailed it. That's
Thank you,
exactly what
David.
goes on.
His therapy is analysis. It's just reflection and childhood and dreams. It's not to identify problems and try to solve them. It's just licking wounds. Beautifully put.
25
And you're
years of that.
exactly right.
25. Could you imagine what's going through this guy's head before he has to talk to Howard?
No.
I mean, literally, he's got to be sitting there going, "Oh Christ, 45 more minutes of like I got to listen to this guy tell me lyrics." Oh well, at
Babe,
least
he
I'll pick
literally
the-
could be playing Sudoku while
exactly, but he's
Howard
like,
is talking.
"It's okay,
Dude,
it's okay.
don't
I'll
feel
I'll
sorry
pay
for
for
him.
that I'll pay for that vacation in
He
the
is
north of
yeah, if
north
it,
of
if
Italy."
it makes you feel
Exactly.
better, he is on Zillow Monte Carlo the whole time. though.
Exactly.
The whole time he's listening to this guy.
I'm getting that place on Lake Como after this one. That's
Yeah,
great.
Oh my
Exactly.
God, if he doesn't already.
How
Honestly.
many places in the French Riviera does this guy own at this point?
Seriously, 25 years. And it's the same guy, right? He's been going to the same guy this
Same
whole
guy.
time. He has never switched therapists. Never, ever, ever.
By comparison, didn't the pyramids only take like a couple of years to build? I mean, seriously.
The Coliseum took less time to build.
Yeah, I mean, come on, seriously.
Okay, so Howard was building up to this last week, and obviously just another thing that 70 people make fall flat. Although Benji happened to mention 75 today, I don't think I actually caught that clip. It went by so quickly. Maybe it's part of it. But he decided he was going to do this Tom Brady song. So he was so excited to debut it, and I thought you guys would like to hear a little bit of it.
This one might catch on. I worked on it all weekend. It's still rough cut. It's not finished completely, but here you go. Tell me what you think, and then I'll get the boys in here.
You can't even imagine, honestly.
I wonder who Tom Brady's fucking. He's too famous to be alone. Which lucky lady gets chosen by Brady to receive his
Just
Super
come out already,
Bowl?
bro. Just come out.
You think Adam Sandler submitted this to him?
Yeah.
He didn't write it on his own. He's too lazy to even do that bullshit.
That's 112% masculine, right?
It's as masculine as it gets, babe.
Jesus Christ.
I know.
That is embarrassing. Actually, Scott Shannon just lit another cigar with a $100 bill and just started laughing at that.
He's so proud of himself with that too, because he actually put some thought into providing. It takes so much for him to actually provide lyrics to something, because most
there's no
bits that
Jackie
include
writing it
him
for him.
are just things that are like cut up from stuff that he's said on air, and not something that he actually has to participate in the bit for. He hasn't done that in 1,000 years. Like, he
No.
has not been a participant in the bit. And yeah, it was horrible, you guys. I just thought that you would love that. So then
It goes on for another 2 minutes.
yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah.
It was horrible. So then they get the panel in, and that's like the new big thing, which is the old big thing, which they had been doing really until we could vomit before COVID. But now everybody is apparently back in the office except for Howard, Fred, Robin, and let's go with Benji, because
I don't think
Benji's
Benji's there either.
connection was super shitty as well. But Benji thinks he's part of the Fantastic Four, so I guess
he
gets
is
to do that.
obviously.
But Gary's in, Hein is in. I mean, these people are doing that. So yeah, Robin was blathering a lot today. So here's a little bit of Super Bowl blather. I don't even know what the fuck she was talking about, honestly. Oh, I'm sorry, I cursed.
He's like a running back. He's a quarterback.
Yeah, but
and a
running is
back.
not being, trying to run into all those guys when they're hunched over like that to
What?
try to
What are you
get
talking about?
your ball across the line.
Coach Quivers.
Coach Quivers. She watched 3 games and I watched 2. And now we know everything.
Yeah.
Is that Goldie Hawn and Wildcats or Pam Oliver on the sidelines?
I swear to God, I
What
thought
an
that was John
analysis.
Madden. I thought it was John Madden telling me about football.
She's so knowledgeable. She's so scary. I really can't wait until we talk about AI. It's just shocking to me. So then we're listening to Richard Christie, who recorded his wife upstairs, who obviously is as loony as he is.
I tagged you on this one because
Yeah,
this is gold.
I had to take that one. So let's listen to Richard Christie's wife. Now, Richard is watching downstairs. Richard is rooting for Casey downstairs, and his wife, who is apparently an Eagles fan, is upstairs rooting for them. Remember, they have 2 small children, and this is what they sound like in the house.
I recorded her I was down in the basement watching, and I heard her upstairs and then recorded
Wow.
this.
Listen to this. This is all the way from Richard's basement. What is that banging noise? Is
She was
hitting-
stomping her foot on the floor in joy. And
Passion.
Right
Try
on.
it sometimes.
Jesus Christ. That's just terrifying.
It's terrifying.
That's
I
terrifying.
am terrified for those children.
Oh,
Yeah.
it can't be good.
I
It's
think
not gonna
that's
be good.
Beth when the camera's off all day long.
Well, yeah.
if you put a camera on Beth, it would sound like that.
Oh my God, tomorrow,
No,
let's
'cause you
hope
would
so.
hear the horseshoes.
I believe the kids were at grandma's house. Let's hope so. Really, let's hope so. Oh, I think you're right. Actually, I think you are right, because Richard talked about how he drank excessively. He was just totally fucked up in his home. And then, of course, in Luhu, back to your reference, of course, we get this. Here we go.
20, she was so supportive and wore Chiefs gear, and we were so happy together. And then this game, I couldn't cheer for the Eagles, and I wanted to so bad, but I can't because I fucking love the Chiefs, man. And it tore me apart. I hated it. I fucking hated it. I don't ever want the Chiefs and Eagles to play in the Super Bowl against each other again. And shut
You didn't hear dick about sports with this guy until the Chiefs started going 11-5 every year, and Kansas is making it to the NCAA finals. He called them the Boston Patriots, for Christ's sake. You listen to this shit? Are you getting stupider? Everyone in the chat, I see that. Everyone's
Everyone.
talking about how stupid we're all getting
Yeah.
listening to this show.
We
I
are
feel it
mentally
too.
deficient at this
I
point.
feel it
Yeah.
too.
I bet you if we all took an IQ test now, we'd probably be down.
Well, I
We'd
think
probably-
I think I need Summer to get back my 20 points I've lost. I really don't feel good.
You need to recharge.
The thing is, in his lifetime, the Chiefs had literally won one playoff game up until Patrick Mahomes got there.
Yes.
That's
One.
right. He's a caricature of himself, Richard. He's playing a
Well,
character.
but look at but Lucky Richard, right? Lucky Richard works for the Howard Stern show, so
Yes.
Lucky Richard gets to go to the Super Bowl and gets to take
Yeah.
pictures with Mahomes and you know gets to live his dream because he probably only makes about $75,000 a year. So let's throw the fucking mentally handicapped guy a bone. You know, I think it's just bullshit. I can't wait to share the rest of this with you because it's pretty disgusting.
Yeah, exactly. Because it
So-
gets worse. It actually
So
gets worse.
they were going to have this bet, and I don't even remember what it is anymore. I really can't follow this shit
I can
anymore.
tell
But
you what the
apparently
bet
he was going
was.
to wipe
I
his
know what it was.
ass.
Yes.
He was going to poop, and if he won, this is the winning. He was winning. He was going to take a Eagles jersey of Will's choice, and he was going to wipe his ass with it.
Oh, that'll show that franchise.
that'll show them. That'll show them.
Oh, God.
That's some
Yes.
manly bet. That's
Hang
super
it up,
manly.
Jalen Hurts. They're wiping their ass
So,
with an Eagles jersey.
Then he
manly.
didn't want to disparage his wife, that loon, that loon,
Listen to this. This is all the way from
this
Richard's
loon,
basement.
this loon. He didn't want to disparage her by wiping his ass and getting an Eagles jersey shitted. So they had to come up with something else for him to do.
Do you think that Christy gets that angry when they raise her taxes or they increase the surcharges or anything in Philadelphia where she lives? Oh no,
Christy,
okay.
no, they live in Queens, don't they?
Well, whatever. But when they raise the sales tax in New York City, does she get that angry?
I thought they went to Long
don't think
Island,
so.
Monique.
I think they did go to Long
Queens
Island. I think they actually had a place like in Astoria, and they moved to Long
Yes,
Island.
I think
you're
that's how
right.
it went.
So
Jesus
there is
Christ.
zero chance that she hasn't given him a Blumpkin, and he's worried about discouraging her.
It's
Blumpkin
disgusting.
beer.
Honestly,
Oh,
they're
the
crazy
thought of that just
people,
made me sick.
and the fact that she's married to this is actually a little nauseating. So they were getting upset because they couldn't figure out what it is that they were going to do, and Howard, of course, is getting his classic homoerotic upsetness, which is the norm.
No,
No,
shove
let's-
anything up your
how
ass?
about let's do something else? Okay.
All right, put 5 objects in your ass. Something.
Well,
I mean,
listen,
what are you
I
talking
took
about?
I
Yeah.
took 3 shits this morning because I ate
Jesus.
so much last
Told
night.
you.
How about
Yeah.
Will? How about Will puts his nose in my asshole and
Oh,
says
yeah, what do you mean?
"How about those Chiefs?"
Oh, come on. What do you?
Okay, no, let's not do that. Let's
Who
not
does
do
it
that.
penalize exactly? We're all gay, right? This is what
Wait,
we
so
want.
he wants. So
This is a
Richard
reward.
won the bet. Is welching, so we're gonna put stuff up his ass.
Exactly.
What?
I know, Coach. I know. I think about this all the time. How filthy
Oh,
is
it
Richard's
can't
house? I
be
can't
good.
even
It
imagine.
can't be good.
Was it Jersey Beanie Mac? Is that what it was? It's either Jersey or Long Island. I'm glad.
Yeah,
I
who
don't
just
know,
said
but
they're
it's-
renting a house
Maybe
in
it was
Jersey
Jersey
now?
because they
Beanie
lost
Mac.
out on Queens because of the Amazon thing falling through.
Oh, right. That's right. I forgot about that.
Right.
Okay, so just
When he had a second kid, says Beanie Mac went to Jersey.
so they decide what they're going to do, and this is so brilliant on all realms of propriety and
Tomfoolery.
things wonderful and tomfoolery, right? Is that Will's going to shave his pubes? He's going to go in the bathroom, shave his pubes, and they're going to give Richard Christie a pube beard. So
Hitler mustache. No, Hitler mustache, of course.
Okay, I just want you guys to buckle up for this because, of course, I have the visual display for you.
Oh no.
So, so let's go there.
You suck.
Xavier just tapped out.
Oh, I thought you were putting me in the middle.
Was that a legit tap out? Or was he just like, I can't?
It's pretty gross. It's extremely gross.
He hates anything gross. Meanwhile, he can legit watch. He could fall asleep to watching like Mexican cartel murder videos,
Jeez.
but he can't watch the pube beard.
It's
So
because
It's
of
pretty
thy
vile.
deliverer. It's because of who's delivering it. I think it's the optics of those cretin Morlock shit stains
Have you seen
administering
the wait?
the
Have you
grossness.
seen it, John? Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen what.
Okay,
it's
well,
pre-
well,
it's bad. It's real
it's as
bad.
bad
Oh,
as
I
you
have no
would think
doubt
it
he's
would
right
be.
for tapping
It's-
out. I have no doubt.
It's as bad as you think. Okay, here we go.
I'm shaping it
A
up.
little.
This is what happens when you cheat the Eagles, you son of a bitch.
Oh, that's hysterical. And they're hanging over his lip.
It's in my mouth. What? What'd you say? Richard, what?
Oh, I know, Rupert. That's the only genuine laugh you'll hear from Howard. His fake laugh is on display 95% of the time, except there. That might have been a real laugh. That's the only thing that gets. That's the 45 IQ, guys.
It really is disgusting. It harkens back for me to one night I was out with these girls at an account that I was at down in Atlanta, and we just got a little shit faced, and we were talking about what's the grossest story that you have. So I will tell you the two gross stories. So one of my girlfriends says,
must.
"Okay, my grossest story ever is that my boyfriend at the time and I used to have this." What is that? My
My
boyfriend and
favorite
I.
things.
These are a few of the grossest things. So they used to have this thing where he would do a Dutch oven. He would like fart on her, and then he would pull the covers over her face, and he would make her like smell it. And then it got a little out of control. And what used to happen is they used to like just fart in each other's faces. So one time, and obviously this left an impression on me because I was young at the time. And one time, I guess he ate something bad or whatever, and he went to fart in her face, and he had diarrhea, and he just basically shit all over her face. So the other girl tells her gross story, which is when she was in college, she got really drunk at a fraternity party. And she went, and guys' fraternity, they're really just the most disgusting, vile places in the whole of the wide world. And she went to the bathroom and threw up, and then she passed out on the toilet with her face, like she fell asleep on the cold of the porcelain of the toilet. And when she got up, she had like a pube beard because, the guys never cleaned their toilet, and all the pubes were stuck to the side of her face. And when she got up and looked at herself in the mirror, she vomited again because she was so disgusted by the fact that she had a fucking pube beard. So,
I hate
there
men.
you go.
I hate men.
Jesus Christ.
I like what Rockstar 81 says here. Just plainly goes, this is maybe fine if it's coming from your cool uncle, but now it's coming from your fucking grandpa.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Gunga Din says,
Yep.
48-year-old man doing this type of bit on the
Yeah.
radio. His
Yes.
kids must be embarrassed. They will be.
Yes.
They're probably
Yes.
not embarrassed now, but they will be. They will
Looks like
be.
Andy Reid says Gamma Man.
I can't believe that. I can't believe that Xavier dropped out. All right, I'm taking it off of the screen now because I
Please,
think
thank
everybody's
God.
had their
Please do.
fill
I've been
of
getting
it.
It's
sick
also
to my
stupid
stomach.
though, Monique. How does this stuff get popularized? You have to copyright it. Dirty Sanchez and Dutch oven. How does it take on a life of its own that everybody knows these phrases now and it's like mainstream?
It's like anything.
Who
It's
starts
like
this shit? It's so
like
stupid.
it's like the bunga bunga joke. Everybody
Exactly.
knows it by now. It's just one of those things that you know. I didn't really have a good story at the time because I'm not really into grossness like that. I don't even find it amusing, to be honest with you, especially if I'm wearing something nice.
What is this brand exactly? What is this precious brand we have here, Howard? What are we cleaning up
What,
exactly?
Mars-
Who are we
That
trying? Go
Marston's
ahead.
protecting?
Yeah, right. This precious brand that we're so meticulous about preserving to get great guests from the Pelican Brief. This is what we're talking about?
Yes.
What are you? What is this? Who
Yes.
are you?
Yes.
Who is this show for?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Do you remember? Oh, who's
Let
the
me
dude
text
from
Xavier
Chicago?
to tell him he can come back on. You can come back now. Okay. So we're going to move on a little bit and go to, of course, Howard's classic Super Bowl story about how he was supposed to be in a Super Bowl commercial, but apparently
I have that.
he's too controversial.
Yeah.
Elton John was in a commercial. Who else was? Maya Rudolph is the new M&M spokesman, but I didn't know what was going on in
She
that
took
commercial. Hellman's had John Hamm and Brie Wilson and
Brie
Pete
Larson, you
Davidson.
idiot. Brie Larson.
Brie Wilson.
Yeah,
Elton John was in a commercial.
I kind of get pissed off when I watch these Super Bowl commercials because I'm like, evidently, I've been deemed. Can you believe your hero has been deemed unacceptable for commercials?
You can't sell a product.
No, I can't. In other words, I told you one time I was asked to be.
Okay, yeah, I just had to cut it off right there because
All right,
everybody knows
so-
the story about him being asked to be in a commercial with Tom Brady.
I have the
think I have a
clip, too.
clip. Yeah,
Yeah, I have
it's
the, I
just-
gave
All
it to
right,
you.
so, but you know what's really funny? He was in a Super Bowl commercial for AGT. He actually
That's
was
right,
in
with the
one.
hose. That's exactly right.
Yeah, he
Dennis.
was.
That's
The hose
right.
in 2012, I guess it was.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
he was. He was on that commercial. I remember.
Oh,
And he
I'm
won't
sorry.
bring it
We're
up
talking
to-
about something that he actually got paid for. So this is probably something he was obliged
Yeah,
to
you
do
might
at the
be
time,
right. Right.
and
right.
and
I
not
guess, but-
his own thing.
A commercial's a commercial, though. It's not like he.
Yeah,
But it's
exactly.
so embarrassing, his whole stint on AGT, that I think. And the commercial itself is doubly embarrassing. It's so cringy. You're so controversial, Howard. You're bringing a hose out.
And then they got
And
the
he-
guy hugging children.
And right, and he's right. He's,
Thank you,
a
Sinlu,
whole lot of
who
dogs.
says Richard makes Sal look absolutely normal. Yeah, that's a scary feat. Even though we're not at cleaning out the computer, let's just go to that really quickly.
Yeah,
the
just
Howard
play that
Turns
one
Down
and
Tom
just
Brady commercial.
You know, Gary and I were talking last night that you were coming on, and Gary said, "Hey, I was talking to Tom's agent." And
That's as loud
Tom's
as I can
agent
go.
reminded me, I don't think I've ever told this story on the air, that Tom Brady and I were supposed to be in a Super Bowl commercial together. And
Yeah, I remember that.
yeah,
Who
I
is this you're
didn't. I
talking to?
completely
Well, I
blocked it
did
out.
it. Why didn't you do it?
I'll tell you why I didn't do it. It was a weird thing.
I'm gonna-
You know, this was years ago. And,
I'm gonna-
you know, and when your agent
I'm
brought
gonna-
it up, I said to Gary, I said, man, the guy's right. I barely remember that story, but it was weird. I mean, just the
Listen
thought
to
of being
this.
in a Super Bowl commercial with Tom Brady really appealed to me. And when my agent called me and said it, and then he goes, well, here's what the commercial is. It's for Intel computer chips. And
That's him.
they're introducing a product called 360 where you can be seen at all angles. And so first they'll show Tom Brady at all angles and he'll look perfect and beautiful. And then like me, like Danny DeVito in Twins, then they're going to show you, and at every angle you're going to look bad. And I said to my agent, fuck this. Are you kidding me? You know what?
Yeah.
Let Tom Brady look bad. I want to look good. I mean, I don't want to be on there. You know, I still want to get laid. At the end of the day, I don't want to be the joke.
You know, the funny thing is, Howard, I think what you don't realize is that if they're just filming it like a normal anything, you'll
Yeah.
always look bad.
Yeah,
next
you'll
to
always
Tom
look bad.
Brady.
You're not going to turn into Jason Momoa when the commercial's over, I guarantee you.
Exactly. Exactly.
You're a
There's
goblin.
nothing you can do to you to
You're a
make
ghoul.
you look.
You
You
can't
are-
polish this
honestly-
turd, speaking of duties.
No.
All right, I honestly think it came down to money, and it wasn't enough money. It had nothing to do
No,
with
Dennis, that's
content.
exactly right, Dennis.
All
That's
money.
he.
All money.
He's. I don't think people grasp sometimes how wealthy he is. That shit like this is just so nothing to him. A commercial fee. He's a billionaire. What is
That's
it? What,
true.
what are they
It
going to
means
pay him
nothing.
that
It
moves the
means
needle?
nothing.
He can't. It doesn't mean it's not worth anything now.
No, you're exactly
It
right.
can't move the needle.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He should be doing things at this time in his career and in his life for the prestige of it, for the fun of it.
Yes.
To be able to look at yourself and joke and mock instead of doing it to everyone else, which is all you do. You know, to maybe show that you're a little bit self-aware of yourself. I mean, you always talk about how ugly you are and how
Yeah.
disgusting you are. So why wouldn't you be able to show that as part of your persona? Doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Gina has a question in the chat. It was like, isn't he in a sexless marriage? Well, it's not about his marriage. It's about the little twinks he wants to hang out with.
Yeah.
Wait,
Nothing
what are
to
we
do with
talking about?
beefus.
What does that have to do with the Tom Brady commercial? I'm sorry.
Because he said he wanted to get laid sometime, and it wasn't with beef.
Oh, right.
Oh, gotcha.
But it also gives him this fake facade air of
Yes.
integrity that he turns something down, which he loves to do. As if this show we're listening to is integrity. Like, this is what he goes to. Like, the clips we just played. That's integrity.
What has he done? Honestly,
Nothing.
And the King
Son of the
Media
Beach
thing is just so
America's
funny
Got
to me
Talent.
because he's not done anything that he's put his name to that is anything more than his radio show.
And when left to
Repackaged-
his own devices, you get the CBS Saturday Night Show, which is worse than the E! Show. It's a lazy power cut copy and paste of the fucking E! Show.
Yes.
That's what he gets. That's what he does when he's left to his own devices.
That's what he does. So then he starts to talk about his-
Monique, you get his book. You get Comes Again, and you get transcripts and 14 pages in a book that but that's him. That's the work ethic.
Well, that's he's Rihanna-ing now. He's basically, he phones it in. It doesn't matter. And, people are still going to give him some sort of praise in his own little world. So he starts talking about his Q rating. Let's hear a little bit of that.
But anyway, I have been deemed such a scourge, such a disgusting animal.
I'll stop you.
That I guess when they take my Q rating, which is this rating they take, not how many people know you. Enough people know me.
That's right.
But how many people dislike me? And it turns out like I had like the lowest cute rating out of any celebrity that they could find.
Well, I wouldn't feel so bad about it. A lot of people who had high Q ratings haven't turned out so well.
So, of course, her only person that she could talk about who had a Q rating that was like so amazing was Bill Cosby, but big fucking deal. You know what? By the time his shit came out about him, he was already off the air for like 20 fucking years.
He
And
cashed in
nobody-
10,000 times over.
So,
Exactly.
You know what's so funny, though, is that Marcy, this is all Marcy talk, because when they have all the women on, when they have fake phone call after fake phone call after fake phone call of woman, that is to help use Q rating, to try to sound, likable.
Likable.
That is
Yes.
literally what they're aiming at, and they've been trying for years.
Moms,
You can't teach charisma in any acting school or Connecticut School of Broadcasting. You got it or you don't. Je ne sais quoi. Jeremy Harrison, is that true? I think I remember that. I was listening to Eric the Midget segment the other day, and Howard was talking about shooting a Super Bowl commercial over the weekend. He and Ralph were there, and they ate lunch with the crew. Did that ever air? I'm going to find that clip, Jeremy.
That has to be AGT then.
It must be. That's got to
Gotta
be.
be AGT.
That's Eric the Midget, Ground Zero, the AGT days.
It's got to be. Tone Coat says Bradley Cooper was the comic relief in a commercial with his mom. He came off as likable. Absolutely, he did. I never really realized how tall he is, but either that or his mother is like super tiny.
It's both.
Yeah, I just like the swing around to this because you have a clip from Bradley Cooper goofs on Howard's dentures.
Yeah.
Which I'm dying to play.
Oh, make it louder, Monique. Raise it a little.
Go ahead. That was awesome. Come on. I gave myself the chills. Robin, how great was that?
That was good, Howard. That was
He's got good teeth, man. Oh, you got
just
great
fix
teeth.
them.
Oh, you did?
No, of course they're a mess.
They're like, all I see are these teeth glistening.
Thank you.
These piano keys in your mouth.
Bullshit. Those are no piano. I have a nice color here.
The older man had good teeth.
No, sorry, we all can't be the most beautiful man in the world.
I just did it
I just had it with you. I'm throwing you out.
Piano keys.
But that's got to be his new
Nice.
nickname. We got to call him Piano Keys.
Piano keys.
And he won't go off it. He won't go off it. He's like, I just watched a Zach Galifianakis interview, and he's making fun of Ed Helms, and he just keeps going back to the piano teeth. And Howard is the humming out of it.
All right, so we're going to move on a little bit. And this was a fake story. I don't care if anybody even believes it. Maybe he's mentioned it in past, but I still think that it's bullshit. So this guy calls in from some apartment complex in Yonkers, where apparently Howard used to have an apartment. So when he first got his gig in New York, he had an apartment in this complex in Yonkers. Of course, I had to look it up. There's not an apartment in there that's like more than $145,000 a year to purchase.
Right.
Not a year, to purchase. So it was like his first apartment when he came back into the city, and the guy says, I live at blah 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 whatever street, and he's like, I used to live there. He's like, I know, there was word that you used to live here, and this is where I live. So then he tells this absolute and utter horrible story.
The week, and I find this place in Yonkers that I can afford, and I don't know. At the time, the woman was like, "Are you a Jew?"
Ugh.
But I go, yeah. And she goes, well, I'm a Jew. And Where are you from? I go, New York. Oh, yeah? She goes, okay. That's a real Jew. All right.
Wow.
Yeah,
Anybody buy this
She wanted
conversation?
Jews in the building, I guess.
Really?
So we've never heard this conversation.
Nope.
In
There's no way he
almost-
wouldn't have told this story, Dennis.
Almost
A million
40
times.
years.
Yep.
Never told this story. 40 years, never told the story.
No.
That sounds like something he'd repeat 10,000 times, right? You hear
Absolutely.
Oh,
much
absolutely.
more innocuous shit than this, and he's just getting to this now in 2023.
I mean, because that's like 1970, 1978, 1977. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's 45 years ago, and you haven't told the story since.
Yeah, it didn't happen.
No.
I agree. It didn't happen. I don't think that's a story.
No.
All right, so let's get to what I was wrapping our show title around
With a glass
today.
eye, because Coach, Jews with a glass eye can only live in the building. That's good, Coach.
So Robin attempts explaining AI to us. So now they come to the segment where Robin is going to discuss for the crew a story about how everybody's trying to instill ChatGPT into the commonplace miasma that is searching, right? So you got Google and you got Bing and you got Yahoo and all these other search engines. Everybody's trying to compete to integrate this ChatGPT into their system so that one day, I guess everything will be like, Siri, where you're like, computer, tell me what's going on for the day today. And I feel like we're really close to that as it is, but they're trying to integrate it so it's a little bit more personalized and will be something that is just for you. So she's trying to, right, you may ask who even uses this, right? So this is what the conversation
one
was
uses
about.
Bing.
So apparently Microsoft came out with their version of this and was releasing it last week on Bing. And then Google, who's been working on this for years, said, well, shit, if they're coming out with it, we're going to put ours out there. And apparently it failed horribly and the stock plummeted.
They lost 100. What is it? $100 billion or $100 million?
Ridiculous. It was a crazy amount. The stock went down 14%.
Psychotic amount of value. I think it was $100 million of value they
Sickness.
lost.
No, it was more than that. 100 million would be a drop in the
Maybe
bucket for them.
100. I mean, because
It was really ridiculous.
It was
Rupert Pump
maybe
gave it
$1
to
billion.
us.
It was psychotic, and I'm like,
That's right.
it was such a
Christ's
big
sake,
number,
you guys
like,
catch that? Monique pulled a miasma out on me over here, huh?
Nice.
Oh, my Malcolm Gladwell over here.
So, but Blobbin, but listening to this, Blobbin has no comprehension of any of this.
Oh, no. So here's her explaining it to
This
us.
was
Okay.
great.
So here we go.
Technology. Trying to figure out how to make it part of search.
How to
And
how
so-
to incorporate artificial intelligence into the search.
Into the search engine. So you could have a
Right.
conversation with your search engine and browser, and it'll actually respond to what you're saying. So you want to look up
Josh.
something, and then you say something, and then it takes you deeper into the conversation and so forth and so on. So you learn, and it capsulizes things for you. If it's a very difficult or hard to understand something that you want to learn, it makes it simple for you.
Okay.
Yes,
and
as-
explains it to you.
What?
As Monique teaches you miasma, as Pellel's saying, we get to lose brain cells by listening to Robin. right?
Okay, Google.
Thank you.
Gain a few, lose a few.
Yep.
Gain a few, lose a few.
What is Robin saying?
Nobody knows. Dennis in the chat. Nobody can interpret
Google
this.
just has no idea.
Nobody
We
Nobody
need
knows.
closed captions for English with Robin. We need some kind of
Nobody knows. Let's continue, shall we?
quibities.
Let's continue.
Think that Google
Google
would
had no
be
idea.
on top of this, right?
Right.
Well, last week, Microsoft announced that they were launching a search Bing with ChatGPT.
Just so you know, this went on for a long time. I'm just giving you
Oh, this
clips
was
of
like
it.
20
technology
minutes of
added
her
to
not
it.
knowing.
And they have some other platform that is going to be partnered with ChatGPT technology. So it's following you along as you search on the
Wow.
internet, and they're ready to go, right?
And you said Google now had to scramble
Listen to these
to
two.
get
Well-
GP. Yeah, go ahead.
This knocked them back because they didn't realize that this was happening.
Thank you,
They've been
John
working
Bozer.
on this for 12 years and they've never introduced a product. And so when Microsoft did that, they felt like they needed to jump in and show that they were not behind.
Okay, we're okay.
Gina
Okay.
Bobina's got a great idea. How about a prank call with that repartee? You use a kind of a Sal and Richard-esque prank call. You just take that and call someone, and then you're in the middle of that bullshit. And
That's
just let it-
amazing.
That's a
That's
great prank call
amazing.
idea.
I mean, you know what that sounds like? It sounds like two people at an old age home trying to
Yeah.
explain how AI works.
Yeah.
That's honestly
And
what
the
that
kids
is.
are rolling their eyes in the background, right, on their
I mean-
phones.
I got what I'm gonna play another 30 seconds and then I have a theory. Ready?
Well, what are
That's
you?
how
So what are you
important
doing?
this is.
What are you doing? Are you searching on Bing now with their new AI, or are you searching on Google?
I'm going to try it today, but I was looking at a thread between some friends of mine the other day.
Yeah.
And one of them said
About
something
time,
about
Fred.
Google, and the other said, "You're still using Google? We
Oh.
only use Bing now."
Tell me, now that you heard those 3 clips, tell me that wasn't a fucking commercial for Bing.
Yes,
Oh,
it
Tell
was.
me-
I didn't even think of that.
112%.
You're right.
That wasn't a
112%.
commercial.
Yes. I didn't even think of that.
Infomercial, baby.
You always got to think with the marbles and the product placement. Always got
There
to
is
think on those terms.
no way that any human being that I personally know has ever used Bing. And
No.
when Bing comes up, you're like, no,
Not
no,
even
not
Chandler.
Bing, not Bing,
I mean,
not
Bing
oh,
makes-
not Bing, not Bing.
Bing makes
Bing,
Yahoo
bong, bing,
search
bong.
seem good. I mean, it is useless. It is
Remember Alta
literally-
Vista and all that shit?
It's like a Microsoft operating system on the internet. I mean,
Yeah.
there's nothing worse.
Nobody
Nothing worse.
uses
Nobody
Bing.
uses it.
And again, I'm going to play this clip again because there is no
What are you-
That's how
so what are you doing?
fucking
What are
way.
you doing? Are you searching on Bing now with their new AI, or are you searching on Google?
I'm going to try it today, but I was looking at a thread between some friends of mine the other day.
Yeah.
Right.
And one of them said something about Google, and the other said, "You're still using Google?
Okay,
We
Oh.
only use Bing now."
how many people use
I wonder
Bing?
if I will have a better experience with Bing.
Experience.
Tell me that's not a
Experience.
commercial.
Absolutely. Now that you phrased it that way, it can't be anything but. There's no reason for them to go to Bing.
That's Bing's
Yeah.
usage.
There's no
In
reason.
2021, 6%.
This was a commercial.
No one uses it. It's,
Bing went out with Mitt Romney, Jack White, and Jennifer Lawrence.
Jack White.
Bing is for pedos and idiots. You know
Nothing
what?
like
I
Fred
ne-
being 45 minutes late with the Robin theme music.
yeah,
Oh my God.
finally
Bring Bon
woke up.
Jovi in.
Totally
woke up.
sponsored by Microsoft.
Yeah.
Totally. I believe that sincerely. There's no part of me that wouldn't think that. You know, it's as if they were talking about Yahoo Mail or something. I mean, it's something just so obscure. Nobody uses Bing.
And you
Nobody.
wouldn't let her meander like that unless there
No.
wasn't marbles at the end
Yeah,
of the
there was
rainbow.
definitely money.
Right?
Money crossing hands. Money.
That was definitely an infomercial. So
marbles.
thank you
All
for that. Thank you for that absolutely transparent commercial that you guys did. And you can deny it all you want, but I don't believe you.
But the thing is, could they have paid for a worse delivery? Ever?
Yeah. Like
I mean,
like Monique's the only one that caught it. Like nobody even caught it,
But
right?
no, but the
You
delivery
zone
is
out when
so
she tries to
bad.
get to Bing. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
but the delivery's so bad. I would never think of ever using that product because I'm like, this person has no comprehension of how.
Who
this
would
thing
ever
works.
use anything this show is
No.
pitching, Dennis? It would drive you away from it.
And he
David,
introduced it.
Right.
Bing paid her
David,
handsomely
Bing-
in butter and meatloaf. Is that what you were going for?
Well, we found out from our buddy Hal Sparks, who's has not had any plastic surgery,
No.
that she indeed does this all the time with Queer as Folk and everything else.
Yes. Shameless
Yep.
plugs, not like our gunk. By the way, 10% off hot dogs at Costco on Tuesdays. Okay, so that was just a really weird thing that happened today, and it made no
The
sense.
Nextel
And it
pager.
went on for like a half hour. And it was introduced as a segment that Robin was going to handle. Like this was something that Robin was going to talk to us about. so that we
Yeah.
understood it, because the newswoman who alleges that she's the smartest person on that show is going to be the one that can adequately articulate exactly what it was that they were talking about.
And she is a Buckwald client. There's nothing stopping her from payola and product placement. There's nothing stopping her.
That's the Buckwald way. I
Yes,
mean,
that's the
honestly.
Buckwald way.
Absolutely.
That was it.
Triple dip.
All right, so today we didn't get any Ronnie, shockingly enough, but the
Thank
conversation, of course, swings around to be about the pending nuptials of Ronnie and his.
Do we want to bet to actually see if it actually happens?
I think it'll happen. I think that, listen, they're doing the save the dates. They're already, planning the rehearsal dinner and all this other stuff. I think yes, I think so. But now, in order for Howard to come, they all are trying to make sure that everybody gets tested at Ronnie's wedding. I mean, it's just so ridiculous to me that you would want this man so desperately
Exactly, Ronnie. Just
to be a part of you.
be
you
very
know?
embarrassed you would tweak or tailor this wedding towards this piece of shit. Be
It's
very
just
embarrassed.
ridiculous. So let's listen to that for a second.
I don't know what I'm going to do about Ronnie's wedding.
You've got some time. And I really want you to work on getting out
Mm-hmm. Well, you ain't going
in this
anywhere.
time.
You're not going to Ronnie's wedding.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not. Not with your immune system all fucked up. You're not going to do that. Where are you going? You're not going anywhere. You sit home.
Well, I'm hoping that you'll insist on having everybody tested.
Really? I'm hoping you'll insist on having everybody tested.
They just jerk each other off with COVID hysteria over and over again. They just set each other up to
All right,
look.
so how far along is Blob in her cancer treatments right now? I mean, are we like at the really bad stage at this point? Because that's what it sounded
Who
like.
would know? Who
I
would
know.
know?
They're not gonna
This is
share
the
it.
same woman who just spent like a week and a half in like Vietnam,
Vietnam.
Taiwan, Thailand. And why would he be so concerned about her going to Vegas when she just came back from almost 2 weeks in Asia?
Cesspool of the
planet
Yes.
zero for the fucking virus, and that's where she spent
Well,
her vacation. So if she can
Spent
go
it in a place that
there,
it has like malaria, dengue, fevers, weird friggin' diseases of every sort, and dysentery.
but don't go to
anything on
Howard's.
God's
but-
green earth.
but don't go to Ronnie's wedding, though. Don't go to Ronnie's wedding because you're compromised. So we'll come back to that. Yes, Robin is absolutely trolling him, Gina Bobina. Absolutely, she is. She went to that concert that time. That she insisted everybody was tested. Nobody was tested. Nobody was tested. Yeah, it is so annoying when he constantly reminds Robin she's compromised.
Because it helps his narrative.
Exactly.
It
It
backs
feeds
up
him.
what he doesn't want, gives him an out. It feeds him, right?
Yeah. And you're right, Tone Code. So Howard has no problem having Will shave his face in Richard's ass, but everyone needs to be COVID tested.
Oh,
to
I know
go
the
to a wedding.
germophobia hypocrisy
Just so
for
that
years.
he can go. No, it's about him going to somebody else's wedding.
But
And so-
but if he goes and meets Jen and the rest of them, that's okay. You can't get
Yeah.
sick from rich people.
Can't
at
get
all.
sick from the rich. That's
No,
exactly right.
no.
Do you think for a second he had them all show their little like plastic thing that said that they were positive or negative
Ah.
before they walked
Bullshit.
into the
Bullshit.
restaurant?
Bullshit.
Like seriously, it's just dicks. I hate them all.
When he takes his little walk to his other millionaire friends down there in Palm Beach, there ain't nobody giving a shit. He's not wearing a diaper on his face.
Nobody gives a
he's
shit.
literally just going in
Ay,
place.
ay, ay. Okay, so let's move on, and we're going to go. So I didn't really include the horrible Tom Hanks impersonation.
Oh come on! You should have included it. It was the
It's just a
worst
little bit. It's just a.
impersonation
I just have a
ever.
little bit of it. I just have a little bit of it.
horrible.
But the better part of the whole ending of the show was Benji's digs to Howard about how he laughs at stupid bits on
So-
the show.
If I can explain quickly, the show appeared to be over at 5 after 10.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously. I, at 10:30, basically said, "I've had enough torture for today," and left and started doing things that I need to do. I found out that the show went to 10:45.
Wow.
This is a new trend on the show, though, where it seems like it's ending, and then
Yeah.
somehow or the other he just drags the bottom
But
of
useless.
the barrel.
Right.
Yeah, and
Like
just
like when he did that tribute to the FCC thing.
Yeah,
Like
it was-
what was the point of another like 25 minutes of that bullshit? So okay, so it was Benji's turn on the Wheel of Misfortune, and it was talking about how Colin Quinn interviewed him, and Benji saying that you missed out on the best parts of it when, of course, when they played it, there were no best parts. You know, it was just
never will
really
be.
something incredibly boring, and nobody would care to deign this to be something that they would listen to on Howard 101, let's be honest. So they had a knock knock, and of course it was Tom Hanks. It was a horrible, horrible impersonation.
This person that impersonated him, I swear to God, they had to be deaf because they've never heard Tom Hanks speak.
Horrible. Here we go.
I try to give people a chance, but I hear Benji talk, and I just want to hear him die slowly. Oh.
Well, we love Benji, but I don't know what's happening, Tom. But
that
thank
was
you for
funny
all
to
the
you.
years.
The guy saying, "I want to hear him die slowly." That
Yeah,
was
I mean, that was
a
the
genuine
scream.
laugh you just gave, Howard.
I loved it. I loved it.
That was a
let's
real
go to-
genuine laugh.
Let's go to a fan who wants to say hi to us and Benji. Hi.
So then it goes
Wow.
on.
Look at him another shitty segue out of that.
Horrible.
As Benji's trying to get real with him, and he's genuinely disturbed by that, like just a throwaway thing. I hope you die. Say it's basically saying to your employee, "I hope you die."
Yeah.
And then making it like it's a laugh. And if
Yeah.
you reverse, and no one else gets that.
Here goes another one.
Guy fell asleep in his car from the clip.
And more genuine laughs during that.
That's funny.
Wow.
It actually wasn't. It's creative.
Oh, okay.
And it's
well,
talented, but
I
it
can't
wasn't
wait
funny.
to hear your conversation on YouTube or wherever.
If it
the
was a
fuck it is.
tractor, it'd be funny.
Yeah, I see. All right. Well, listen.
Or forklift.
You clearly know about funny, and you know you're
Howard,
successful. And
it
Colin
was-
Quinn,
It was
Colin
the
Quinn
last
show.
thing that just happened was colorful. Was it funny to you?
Colin Quinn.
So yeah, so he was digging at him like
Wow.
big time. Yeah,
Does it
go
end right
Benji
there?
is right.
That doesn't go any further. It's just like that. He's just Howard's very uncomfortable engaging.
He
in
blew him
this
off the
situation.
phone at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Howard can't, is trying to match a battle of wits, and he's unarmed. I mean, it really is. I mean, he has nothing to come back with.
It's not even wits then. It's just honesty, transparency about how horrible the show is. It's not even wits. It's just speaking your mind. You're not allowed to speak your mind on the show.
But if Howard had an ounce of intelligence, he'd be able to at least
Delineate
do
what a
something.
good bit is.
Yeah,
or
but he
have a
couldn't
good
even-
bit. He can't. He's the one picking the bit, so he greenlit this because he thinks it's funny, and he has no radar for comedy whatsoever. Yeah, Tone Cott. Yeah, it's exactly right. I want to see Chet Hayes. I want to see Chet Hayes' impression calling Howard a Jerry curled cunt, which is one of my favorite quotes of all time. That's Chet Hayes started RadioGunk, as a matter of fact. Our very first episode.
He was right. He debuted us. Yeah, Benji will pay for that. You're absolutely right. You're
Oh, yeah.
absolutely right.
So he's a
So
Buckwald client, so not too
who
bad.
knows if he still is, though? Honestly,
he
do we
still
know
is.
any of this anymore?
right,
Like,
but-
what
all right.
what could he possibly be doing for Benji?
Robin Bronk. We'll save him
Doesn't
again.
matter.
But-
But because Monique, the evidence is still clear that he's a Buckwald. He's still at home. He doesn't have to go to the office, and he's able to do shit like this and stay on the show.
He has some weird immunity. He can get away with pushback
I
like
mean,
that.
no
There's
one
no
else
way you'd
can.
push back unless you knew you weren't getting fired. He knows.
He's the only one who does it, though. It's amazing.
Only
he
one?
really is. He's the only one. So again, we go back to fan feedback, and we hear this, and then I will come back to this at the back end.
To try.
Man is pure genius. And finally, Maneskin did a special for us with the legendary Tom Morello. Yes, Tom Morello
What is
appeared on a
with
song. We have it up on the app. It's great. Legendary performance from Måneskin, this fan wrote. These guys rock, and I love watching Tom Morello contribute his craft to a younger generation
writes
of
that?
musicians. Howard, amazing
Who would-
performance. I really
exactly,
love
Howard does.
Måneskin
Who
with
would write
Tom.
a show
Despite the
that-
age difference, it just goes to show music bridges all gaps.
Who writes like
does.
that?
The
Those are
guitarist
Howard's
for
words.
Toad the Wet Sprocket, Rage Against the Machine, is somehow got a brand on Sirius and they promote it all the time. It's so bizarre. This whole weird.
But the thing
Well,
is,
let's go to it, shall we? Let's go to the
but
Instagram, shall we?
Måneskin is actually pretty good.
I just wanted, I'm not going to really play it because I'm not supposed to.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
I can't
Mike
stand
White.
Morello, though. Oh
The
my
Rob
God.
Corddry fight. Remember that? I'll put that on.
So he's super handsome. Just going
Patreon.
to throw that out there. That is totally my kind of looking guy.
I hate
so,
men.
but let's
I like
look at some of the
faces.
comments, okay? I mean, at least they aren't Machine Gun Kelly. I hadn't understood the hate this band has been getting the past few days. I get it now. Complete hacks, Perry Farrell-looking singer, female bassist, just like the Pixies or Sonic Youth. And that cover song, only Iggy does that song correctly. #hacks. All acting, no substance. Is this like that School of Rock program? Because it sure feels like it. More like dog shit, eesh. This band is shit. This is a worthless band. They are too Italian to be taken seriously as a rock band. Stone Temple posers. Unoriginal band against Stern. Should have won the Grammy for Best New Artist, this guy says. Okay. They know a cool guy who ages guitars. Something in Italian, which I don't know. Dai commenti
hold on.
esteri mi sembra di capriccia non abbiamo praticamente nulla condivido.
Okay.
That's a great
Hold
Corey
on.
Feldman reference, Benjamin.
I'm going to see
What's up with the
translation.
youth?
Looking at the external comments, I think we have practically nothing I share.
I could have read
That's
that
true,
to you.
Mike White.
This is the guitar riff a kid in high school would write and think that they're good. Lyrics
Yes.
are void of meaning.
At
I
the
mean, I
talent
was
show.
just amazing. The shit that they got for this is just amazing to me.
Well, they
Right, write
probably
the
did
music first
only-
and then concoct a bunch of cliches that rhyme in a row.
So,
It's, thanks, but
so,
I'll
you know-
listen to Iggy.
so some of the problem with this is that their Italian stuff is actually very good. Unfortunately, they're trying to do American stuff, and it isn't as good. Their Italian stuff is 1,000 times better.
Oh,
than
if
what
it's
they
so
do
good,
here.
Dennis, why don't you invite it to the social club? Huh? On Tuesday.
Poor
They're a little
man's
too big
Jane's
for that.
addiction. More like Brooks, man.
But
This is
their Italian's actually pretty good. They have a song Ziti e Bone. It's very good, extremely good song.
sadly I
don't
cannot
know.
play it because I'll get in trouble.
No,
for
I know that, but I mean,
Watch out, people! I think they're all hyped up on Tylenol PM.
oh, two master, tutti frutti, pana, flambe.
Who
Am I
is this
Ziti?
band for?
I actually kind of like their Italian stuff. I don't like
haven't
it when they
hated
do
a band
it
this
English
much
stuff.
in years. I mean, people were just brutal
Play like the
comments.
Saved by the Bell talent show.
Oh my God, brutal! Just brutal. Okay, I just thought you guys would appreciate that because that was how he was
happened.
going. That's how he was, limping into the end of the show. So let's play the end of the show real quick, and then we're done with this.
All right,
shit.
listen, I do have to go. I do want to give you one more show reminder. Tomorrow is something very special. Mike Shinoda will stop by.
Mike Shinoda.
And, if you know Lincoln
Mike
Park, you know the
Shinoda.
name Mike.
Yes.
And
yes, of course, Robin.
he's
knows.
going to bring in some very special music. I'm very excited about this.
Oh, my
And
Mike
Wednesday, Mark
Shinoda
Maron will
over
be here. So
here.
I'm very excited about that too.
Mark Maron.
And he's got a Mark
Okay,
Maron's got a new
I'll give you the
special,
Hang on.
I want to say HBO.
HBO. Yes.
Oh, as if you don't know, by the way.
And,
This
he's
is
got Mark
another
Maron.
little bit of quid pro quo for the HBO special that you
Not
look
only
for.
that, Monique, he's in that fucking Mary McCormick movie.
Oh,
that he
you're
was talking
kidding.
about. Remember that?
Oh.
You remember when I don't know. Did we go over that clip?
One with all the weird stuff that happened about them getting
Yes, he's in that.
nominated.
That's
There's
what's
going to
be.
back channel
That's what
stuff going
precipitated
on.
this. Definitely.
He's
Indeed,
got a new
friends.
special on, I want to say HBO.
I want to say HBO, like you don't know.
HBO. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, and Benji, maybe I don't know. Let me think about all this.
Will you listen
it's
to
a lot of no. I don't want to listen. To
Life's too short.
You've never heard.
I want to be left alone right now. Because I have to go. I really do. I have an emergency actually.
I just took another poll. 3 people on the show find me annoying, 4 find me weird, and the rest of them
Shut
find
up,
me
Fred.
crazy.
Yeah,
I'm
Fred,
sure
okay, great.
everyone is pissed at me right now, but this is
Well,
it
you know
hurts.
why they're
It really
pissed?
hurts.
I'm being held hostage on my own show.
Not really.
Yes. ZipRecruiter, Benji, wants you to know that
Dennis, are we to assume Lincoln Park's and get their own channel? Is that what's
Oh, absolutely.
What's
Well,
the occasion?
Since,
He's never had them
since
on
what's
before.
his face is dead. I mean, what's the point?
Chester Bennington, right? He killed
But it
himself
doesn't
after.
matter. They're gonna. Sirius is
Cornell.
really weird about that. They give channels out like friggin' candy on Halloween.
like
I mean, it's
Netflix
really
gives
weird.
out stand-up specials.
What else do they have to
Exactly.
do?
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. What else do they have to do?
I mean, but he's bringing in two people no one cares about anymore. I mean, honestly, no one cares.
What about
found-
AI said Marin's special sucked. Okay, so I guess he watched it already. I don't know him as a comedian. I just know him.
He's too cerebral for Howard. He's too much of like a kind of he's a thinking man's he doesn't really fit into what this show is. So
He's a
it's wig
podcaster
pro
who
quo.
has gotten more guests than Howard could ever possibly imagine getting.
He was
He
one
got
of the first
Obama
really
when
good
Obama was
podcasts.
fucking president.
No, he gets everybody. Mick Jagger before Howard.
Yeah. So
Him and Carolla and Rogan and Bill Simmons were really the first guys to have big podcasts, and then everybody kind of drafted onto it.
yes, this is true. This is true. So it'll be interesting. You know, he's so anti-podcast. It'll be interesting to have somebody like Mark Maron in so that he can discuss podcasting with him. You know?
That's exactly right.
So quickly.
Cleaning out the computer.
So, in honor of today's show and in honor of the Super Bowl, I see that my friend Johnny has given me a couple of things about Rihanna, which I would love to play for you.
Before you do, I have a little non sequitur I found en route to finding these. I don't know, and I'm not. I edited. Didn't want to get too political, but I just gave you the finer points. It says Howard's a Republican conservative, and I found a crazy clip to shoot down any fibral Learjet liberal lest you think he's a real liberal. Today, this is from when Obama's
He's not real
first.
anything.
Well, I know. Well, you got to hear this. You got to hear that.
I wanna feel the sun, have barbecues. I wanna see my friends, the old and new. We'll turn on the game and share some laughs, and we'll play.
Speaking of
This or
non
that.
sequiturs, that was brilliant. I did not see that coming.
This or
I love
that.
the lyric. And watch the game and share some laughs.
This or that.
We'll turn on the game and share some laughs, and it's all this or that.
This or that.
What?
It's all here for
Howard
you,
wrote it.
Dennis. Don't you get it? It's all here for you. Howard's gonna make it all here.
It's all for
It's all
you.
here for you.
It's all here
If
for you.
you go to Squabble Lane.
Ton of reasons. I was for Giuliani when it all began.
Listen.
I'm a Republican, but I'm not a conservative.
Right, yeah, me too.
And I'm pro-choice. I'm for gay marriage and stem cell research and all that kind of stuff.
Raise
But
it a little money.
I just really agree with a lot of what he stands for. And I
Their
like him
approach
as
to
a
the
person.
economy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is that? Who's he talking to? I don't even
He's
know.
talking some. Just play it. It's just really quick in the beginning. He goes, "I'm a conservative house." Yeah, I am too.
Thinking of voting for it. You going to come up
I'm
with that?
voting for McCain.
You are?
Yeah.
Did you come up with a reason? Or
I have a ton of reasons. I was for Giuliani when it all began. I'm a Republican, but I'm not a conservative.
Right, yeah, me too.
And I'm pro-choice. I'm for gay marriage and stem cell research and all that kind of stuff. But I just really agree with a lot of what he stands for.
Okay, so that was like a random little bon mot.
It
we
was
just
funny
threw in
just to
here.
hear him admit to being. This is before the
You know what?
Hollywood.
He's a nothing.
He's a nothing. I know.
He's
he
a
is
nothing.
really, it's really a nothing.
I would dare say that I don't even think he voted in the last two elections. How about
His
that?
I don't think
politics
he's ever
are.
voted, period. I honestly don't think he's ever voted.
I think I remember people seeing him going into the voting thing. I do remember that distinctly.
If you walk in, doesn't mean you vote. This means you stared at the thing. And
Babe, who would do that? Who would waste their
Him.
fucking time?
Him.
You know, they probably let him just stroll right in. I remember during like really, important elections that the line would be like around the corner and down the block in New York City. I mean, it was like craziness. All right, we're digressing just a snurch. Let's
Yes,
go to Rihanna. Let's do a little Rihanna chit chat.
So this is his thought. This is back when like Rihanna first. So Howard's really creepy with Rihanna. He met her when she was 16, and he and I put
That's
two
my
examples
artist,
of,
he loves
yeah,
to say
he loves-
about Jay-Z. That's my artist, right?
Yeah, so that's it. That's all in there. And the crazy thing is, the Tom Brady blow off weaves into this. It's completely. I had no idea that could kind of like the two would come to. So
Come
Howard
together?
creeps on Rihanna. What then?
It came together.
Yeah, well, yeah. Tom Brady was there during this fucking Tate-a-Tate.
Okay, so I have
Which is-
Howard Creeps on Rihanna, part 1 and part 2. So I'm going to play them one after the other.
They're
but
two
we'll
different.
pause in
Just to hear
between.
him, it's him.
Quick,
He's
you'll like this. Maybe you will.
This is horrible.
You know, I should play this too. I just saw this. There's this, the top 100 songs.
Uh-huh.
The number 1 song went from number 34 to number 1.
Who is that?
This is that chick Rihanna. This is Jay-Z's artist. He told me, I ran into him
Yeah,
last
before
summer.
she
He loves
actually
this
hit
story.
the charts, you met her.
He went, that girl's my artist. I go, wow. What do you mean, your artist? I didn't know he had a record company. I didn't know what. I thought he was a rap guy.
Yeah, but he also has a
He
record
goes,
company.
that's my artist. Yeah. I went, oh, cool, man. Okay.
You know, rappers, whether they have a hit song or not, have a stable of artists.
Yeah. Other people from the hood that want to help out.
Right.
Yeah.
And they need help.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
This is called SOS Rescue Me.
Wow.
Oh, we can't play that.
No, light-skinned black woman.
Yeah,
I
but
cut
she
it.
looks about 30.
Yeah? I don't know. I saw her. She was with Jay-Z, and she was hot.
At least in the video, she looks a lot older.
Really? They trotted her ass right out. Man, it looked good. I was like, what is she, like 16?
Pig. All right.
Wow.
So,
Does it end right there, or is it more
Yes.
to? Okay.
Yes,
And
it
so he
is.
goes back.
Christ.
He can't stop thinking about this. He does it again a few weeks later in the same way, and I think the 16 thing keeps coming up over and over again.
Jesus
Pete O'Howard.
Christ.
all right, here we go.
This girl Rihanna has an incredible career. She's almost like 18 years older now, I think. It's like I met her when she was 16. It's Jay-Z, and he comes up and goes, that's my artist.
I don't know why I remember
I
that.
don't even remember where I was.
Yeah, I remember
too.
too.
So weird.
She's like a kid.
Because
but
it's
she
so
looks like a woman.
strange.
Yeah, she's tall, right?
And she's walking, and he goes, that's my artist. I go, what do you mean that's your artist? I thought like she painted him. And he goes, no, that's my artist. I go, oh, he goes, I own her, she's my artist.
I own her.
Not own her.
Well, something like that.
Well, he owns her.
Yeah, and so then, I didn't know anything about her, but she's had like 50 hits. This fucker knows what he's doing.
I always thought she's just someone. She's like a publicity stuff.
God,
Oh,
high as a
we
kite.
don't. We sound nice and high there, don't we, Artie?
Oh
Jesus.
my God, Artie's on another planet.
Wow. Now that we're so keyed into what Artie was like, holy
Yeah.
shit. Let's see that.
That is
what he's doing.
Wow.
I always thought she's just someone. She's like a publicity stuff.
No, she has a big
Wow.
career with a lot of hit songs.
Let me see what the top 5.
I know.
She's cute, right? But I remember the chick's really cute.
I don't know.
And then Rihanna has the number 4 song, Take a Bow.
I cut it.
Ka-ching. And I bet you that Jay-Z picks all the songs for her, too. I bet she's got more to do with this than you know.
Oh,
What?
definitely.
Yeah.
This seems like an impresario.
Yeah,
Wow.
He's some sort of musical genius.
God damn it.
I don't get it.
I
Wow.
don't either. She must be wealthy.
Wow, he sounds like shit.
It's so amazing how well, it was just to kind of digress on this, but how they enabled this shit because it's so obvious he's as high as a kite.
Absolutely.
we all knew it.
slurring his words, just
Can't even
horrible.
speak.
Wow.
I don't know anything about that, Dennis.
Yeah,
I don't know anything about drugs.
Nothing at all. No.
If he was high, I don't know anything about it.
Surprise.
Okay, I'm not going to play the Tom Brady big time Howard thing at the
Wow,
parliament.
why not?
We've heard that 1,000 times.
Oh, it's a great clip. I
It
can't
is.
get enough.
It's 1,000
We've heard it
times. I feel like we're
yeah.
repeating ourselves now. If I see that or like Carney Wilson fat shame clip one more time, I'm gonna kill myself. But I, do want
I
to.
love that because that's the real Howard in the general public of just the elitism. Before Brady was really famous, it's like his first Super Bowl, and he doesn't know his face.
Fine, but first I'm gonna play Artie and Robin think Rihanna
why'd you
sucks.
give in?
China
Look at
Club
that.
talk. Oh, look at us.
I'm a fan of pop music. I know what Natalie's talking about there. I like this Pink song. He's number
music?
4.
Yeah.
What are you doing with this music, Johnny?
I don't know what's this music all about.
Johnny.
It's like it's a whole song back there. I'm talking right over it.
Sure, you.
if you're at a party.
Dance to
Yeah.
it.
What are you talking about?
You never dance, do you?
I could dance to Bad Company. It's the first night I meet a chick and I lure him in.
Is that right?
Yeah.
They think you're just hot and sexy when you dance, and then they
My
learn
first date with Dana was your birthday.
They're good, 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 they're good.
Wow.
They're good, they're good, they're good, they're good. They are very good. They're good, 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 good.
I have a different Howard Stern story. Can I
Raise it,
tell
Monique.
you?
Raise it.
You don't probably remember this, but I met you. This was in the Hamptons. It was at a polo event, and Jay-Z was there, and this was probably in 2002, 2003, something like that.
Same story.
And I flew out there because my friends were having this party at this big polo field, and like Rihanna was like driving around in a car in the middle of the field, and there was a tent, and you were there, and I got introduced to you, and you kind of big timed me. So I thought, wow, you were kind of at a big, you were making a big. I don't know if you already transitioned to Sirius at that time, but you were a pretty big deal. So that was my first Howard Stern experience.
What do you mean he big timed you?
No, he just was. There was a lot of people wanted Howard's attention, so I can understand.
And he
that.
blew you
I
off.
thought,
Do you want to know
he
something?
did, Robin. Can you believe that?
Oh man!
Can I tell you something, Tom? I don't even remember meeting you ever, and I'll tell you why.
Wow.
My wife
Do you
brought me to
remember that
this.
event?
Yes, I absolutely do, because I remember
Oh,
Jay-Z came out and he goes, "I want to introduce everyone to my artist." I was like, "Oh, that's weird."
Isn't it
His
crazy how
artist.
this ties
And then
into that?
Rihanna came out and she was walking around and went, "Oh, what a beautiful looking woman," but she was like
16.
a kid or something, and all I can remember is, I don't know anything about polo. I don't want to be at this event. I'm antisocial.
Of course.
And my wife said, "Come on, be a little bit, social. Let's go. It'll be fun." And I remember being just incredibly miserable and didn't even know I was being introduced to you. I was just plotting my exit.
Oh, he said full shit.
You know what I mean? I mean, I don't.
I do.
I swear to you. By the way,
I do.
To you. By the way, your love
Terrible,
story.
Howard. That was terrible.
I know. I'm sorry, but
He's an asshole. And you're right, Jeremy Harrelson. He didn't have a fucking clue who you were. You're an athlete. Yeah, he doesn't
But
know.
if you're getting invited to this thing, you're probably someone. But if he's such a basic bitch. If he doesn't know your face, he just can't exert any effort. I mean, that's the real guy. It's not that he's aloof and uncomfortable. He's just an elitist prick. That's a great excuse to say, "Oh, I'm so uncomfortable," or "Beth wants to go," or "Beth wants to be there." It's such a great out to use Beth as a
right.
human shield in that situation.
Are you kidding? There was no way you were going to stop Beth from being at that party,
So wait, hold
especially
on.
if
You
you're
wouldn't get
invited
invited to that
a-
unless she was someone.
Was that the Puff Diddy White party or
Yes,
no?
it was. Hold on, I got
Oh well, I know exactly
I found,
what you have.
I found the.
I know exactly what you have.
The pictos
Go
from
for it.
there.
Go for it. Tell me when.
All right, yeah, it's on the right.
Does it have a year connected to it, Dennis?
No, down that. Don't go down. That's the white part. That's the white party.
Right here, this one right here, right?
Yes, this one right there. Go to that.
Who's that matinee idol with the plunging neckline? That last picture. Oh wow!
Look at that. Look at that outfit.
Look at that.
Can you get into that? Go to that site. Let's go there and blow that shit
All right,
up.
I'll go
Yeah, just
right
go to
in.
it. Go for it. Go for
Can you
it.
see
Do
it
it.
still, or is it switch
Do
to
it.
Hold on. Let me.
He's got the Sebastian Wet look in.
Oh, it's bad. Oh, it's bad.
It's-
Hold on.
this
How do
is
I
Hampton's
switch
Howie at his
screens?
worst.
How do I switch tabs?
Get out of this.
All right.
Do it and then come back in.
Do it. I'm gonna do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Come on.
Do
There
it.
we go. Here it is.
Ugh.
Look at him. Look at him all his
All right,
glory.
let's go see.
In his glory with Sebastian
Look at
Wetlock.
that outfit.
Look at that.
See,
Look
this
at the
just goes to
shoes.
this just goes to show you her taste, because no self-respecting woman, well, look at fucking her, but no self-respecting woman would let their man go
Right.
out of the
Right.
house
Like
looking
that.
like this.
You know what
Look
he
at
looks like? He looks like he's going to go paint a house.
Dennis, I think you look at that picture and say, "I want to hose down that driveway."
Look at the
Yeah,
shoes.
absolutely.
Look at the shoes. Can you blow that up a little bit?
All right,
that
hold on. Let me get
possible?
to the shoes. This is disturbing on so many levels. Yeah, I can get right in there. I can get all in there. I can get all in those shoes. Look at that. Look at those shoes. What are those? What are those? Are they Crocs? What
How
is
would
that?
you?
They look like Merrills. They look like
Merrills.
hiking Merrills of some sort.
It's an
Merrills.
actually pelican on his foot. It's an actual. It's shaped. It's got bird eyes and
look
pelican
at,
nose.
And look at Beef having to wear 6-inch heels to try to be tall like it says it is. Look how tall those heels are.
Yeah, Gina, I agree. I hate to say it, but she actually looks good here. It's such a different
scroll
person.
up a little bit. Scroll
Yeah.
up.
Well, I mean, if you're next to that, you will look good.
Yeah, you're always gonna look good.
No, that's not good.
I mean, it looks better than
Quasimodo would
what we
look
just
good.
saw.
It's not good.
Quasimodo
It's
looks
not
good
good.
next to
Not
him.
good. Not good. Not good. Not good. Not good. Not good. Not good.
It's
not
still not
good.
hot. I mean, Beefus still looks less hot than any girl I
Yeah,
could
but just
see down
remember,
at the
that's
mall.
his
Josh does
dream
too.
shiksa. It's a dream shiksa for the Jewish man.
It's
That's
a
what
great
it is.
beard. It's a
You know,
it's a swarthy beard.
Adores him. Always looks at him like with that look of unbridled love. Howard, David, thank you. Howard looks like Diane Keaton and Something's Gotta Give. He's wandering out with a glass of white wine
And white linen.
Look at him. He's wearing a Sean John t-shirt.
Oh my God! You remember that Sean John phase?
Tacky. I can't believe I can see
Every-
that from here. Let me think.
Everything about this is just tacky, new money. Just
Poser.
sad.
Yeah,
Poser.
this is white topic blackface.
Look at that! Look at that that wig. That wig. I mean,
no, that's not a wig. That's his shit hair. That's his actual shit
no,
hair.
no. It's not. He hasn't had his real hair since Jesus left the Jews.
No. I'm going to show you
weave.
pictures. I'm going to show you. Hold on.
That's like that system when they put.
He'll
it in
have
and-
more system put in the next. He has the whole summer off.
That's
Remember,
a lot
and
of
the whole-
system.
his schedule is largely around vanity to heal, so the hair plugs heal. That's how it works. And so that's Sebastian
Yeah,
Whitlock.
exactly. G Canada. That's 100% Ralphie cakes. That is all Ralphie cakes.
Yeah, he definitely is involved in that.
Let's
Let's
blow
look at
this
this,
shit
look at
up.
this,
Look
look at
at the hair. See, look at the hair.
That is not. He has no hair though. The middle of his head is bereft of hair.
Hold on,
It's
I'm going to go
empty.
there.
It's
Let me
empty.
just look at what
You
goes
zoom
on
in
here.
on that.
Hang on,
There-
hang on.
That's
Yeah, you can
system.
see the part. You can see the part this time, Monique. There's a little white above, and that bothers the shit out of him. I'm sure he had
Hang on, let me get to the
plugs.
Let me
plugs
get to
put
the
in.
actual
More
pictures.
plugs.
Give me a second here. All right, let's go to the actual pictures.
That's
Here
such a
he
hair
is, looking
system.
beautiful. Okay, by the way, Puff Daddy was a little puffy in that commercial. Not gonna lie, he's kind of.
Well, he's enjoying life.
Well, look at look at the
54.
facha brute that is.
Yeah.
Is
This,
that Billy Joel's
Kelly
kid?
Osbourne.
Kelly Osbourne.
Oh, that's Kelly Osbourne. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
She looks like Gollum.
Faja bruta.
Facha brute.
Ufa. Invisa.
See, look the hair. See, you can see the hair.
Well, kind of
Yep.
hair.
Ugh.
That's all part of the system. That's all part of that system.
Yeah, this is like the classic people that used to go to this party. Lorraine Bracco.
Yeah, Lauren.
Let's see if there's anything else. Okay, that's
When you think of nepotism, Kelly Osbourne might be the worst case of.
as Donna Karen after she had
nepotism.
that horrific nose job. She was like
Jesus.
Jennifer Grey. She never worked again. She looked like shit. Nobody liked her anymore.
Benjamin and
Used
son
to
of
sit-ups,
Overbrook.
too.
I want to say.
Who's that?
This-
Who's
This is
Samantha
Sale
Club?
Johnson and Kelly Klein. This is Calvin Klein's beard / wife
Yeah.
/ That
Monique,
his-
wasn't Marcy
Go back.
Klein a
Who's
Saturday Night
the-
Live producer
very
related to him?
successful Saturday Night Live producer.
Did
That's
he
his-
get her the job at Saturday Night Live, like a
I'm
Lorne
sure
Michaels?
it was
Butt
a
Buddy?
Nepo
Yeah,
hire, but
Nepo
she
baby.
wound up
Samantha
working there for
Cole.
like 30 years.
Yeah, I know.
mean,
She's been there a long time.
Yeah, she's there's Denise Rich, and that's
Son of Overbrook and Benjamin. Howard and Michael Jackson's similarities are insane. If anything, I think Michael Jackson's more accessible and more down to earth than Howard is at this
And
point.
more
I honestly
normal.
think, and more normal. I swear to
More
God, I
normal.
think Howard's passed him by in that agoraphobic
Because
freakery.
Michael Jackson actually used to go shopping. He actually used to go out and.
Oh,
I mean, he
he's
spent
way
a lot of
more
money.
down to earth, Dennis. Way
Yeah.
more. Way more
What the
relatable.
hell is this?
Lorraine Bracco.
Jesus Christ!
I would love to see grass stains
Look
on
at
there.
that fake hair. Oh my God, that's terrible.
Somebody rub some chlorophyll on these people.
Beth definitely went for the fucking margarita.
Yeah, look at that.
Flip phone in
The
hand.
big margarita.
Lorraine with the
Damn.
rosé. Howard with nothing. Howard
The
looks
triple
brutal.
jump.
Kelly Osbourne is really as brutal as they come. Jesus Christ.
You can't polish that turd.
You cannot. And she's got a lot of work done, and she tries really hard to
Yes.
face tune the shit out of herself these days.
I feel bad. I feel
don't.
bad for her. It's just not her fault. I mean,
I don't.
Don't
But she so wants to be famous. That she so
I know,
wants it
but
all, Dennis.
you're just not pretty. I mean, I'm sorry, but you're just not pretty.
Isn't there a daughter who doesn't crave the
Yes,
limelight? They have a
the older
third
one,
kid.
the older
Yeah, what's her
daughter.
name? She
Don't
didn't do the
remember.
reality show and stuff.
I don't remember.
know. Third Osborne. Don't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
look,
so
look who it
annoying
is.
to talk
Look. There he is. Alan Grubman.
Oh wow, it's Lizzie Grubman's dad.
Jesus.
And his
Who's the girl
and
with the big
her-
cans?
Look, yeah, this is his wife. This is Deborah
Of
Grubman.
course. Of
Fake
course.
nose, fake tits.
Yep.
She's got the whole
Wow.
thing going on. And
Damn, that's a
sadly,
few pounds of
Lizzie looks
saline.
exactly like her father. She has the, Billy Joel syndrome.
That's
Oh, that
the
poor girl. Oh,
that's the
Joel's
picture
daughter.
of I taught my daughter her reverse skills in the parking lot. I taught my daughter to drive.
Ay. All right, so that's it for us tonight.
Amy.
It is
What about
10:55.
AI?
What?
Amy Osborne. That's what.
Amy
it is.
Osborne.
One that's
Yes,
smart.
yes,
doesn't
yes,
want to
yes,
be on
Casey
TV.
Armstrong was lifeguarding at Port Jefferson Beach when that Lizzie Grubman thing went down.
Really?
Yes.
Why do you know this?
During the summer, because he was so underpaid at K-Rock, he had to take a gig as a lifeguard at Port Jefferson
my
Beach on the
God.
Sound.
I would have happily let Casey rescue.
Strangely enough, so would I.
He saved more people. Christ, this cat saved more people than David Charvet in syndication, for crying out loud.
All right, friendly friends, it is time for us to go sleepy time.
Yes, please, thank you.
I'm right, thanks, Casey.
Thank you, everybody, for participating with us. We love our chat, and we love you guys being here. So we will see you again anon. Hey guys, thanks for hanging with us tonight. Please join us for any further discussion at RadioGunk.com in the forum section. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at RadioGunk. And don't forget to like this and subscribe to us and hit that little bell so you know when we're doing a new show. Thanks.